coming.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Yeah.
It's late on a Wednesday and y'all don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Unemployed audience. Yeah.
Y'all really don't care. Like, it's like gonna be midnight by the time you get home.
Don't tell them that now. They're gonna leave.
No, they won't leave. They already bought the ticket.
Oh, that's fair.
They're gonna sit here and enjoy the show.
By real quick, like round of applause. Who listens to the Josh Johnson Show, the podcast? Who?
Wow.
Okay.
That's like everybody.
So that's mostly, and then for the rest of you, clap if you've never listened to it before. Okay.
There we go.
It's hurtful that one of them is a very close friend of mine. That was actually quite hurtful. He was the loudest clap. That's very hurtful.
But it's good to know where we stand.
Yeah, because last time, we did it last year, and we came out and started talking, and then we asked that question for who listened to the podcast, and most didn't clap. I'm like, okay, cool. I love knowing a room has no idea who the fuck I am. So I wanted to really, they knew him and not me.
No, it happens. They know me, but they don't know that I do a podcast, which is what I actually spend most of my time doing. It's like... It's like when someone gets to know you real well, but then they're like, "Oh, you like act?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing. How do you think I make money?" And then they're like, "I didn't ask questions." You're like, "What the fuck? You don't know me at all." You know.
Yeah. By the way, I know this goes without saying, but that's Josh Johnson right there. Make some noise for Josh Johnson.
How you doing? This is also my co-host, fellow stand comedian, Logan Nielsen. Give it up for Logan.
Hello. Make some noise again for Neko White, too. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Pleasure to be here with y'all.
It's on Netflix, and you just released an album not too long ago, right?
I just released an album. It's called Marcellus, Marscellus. If you think you like me, go check that out. You'll like it.
Go check out his shit. Go check out Neko's shit.
So, we had you on, not just because you're a hilarious stand-up. You also have a story, and we love stories, and so I just want to get right into it because I would love to hear.
Let's get right into it. So when they invited me on, they said to bring a crazy story with me. So I bought two. I'm gonna try to keep them quick, but y'all bear with me. I'm long-winded, okay? So we'll start here. First of all, never underestimate your opponent, right? When I was in 7th grade, I got bullied bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, and my bully was a short dude named Corey Beckett, right? I'll never forget this shit. And he's, like, to describe him, he's the type of short dude that you can tell lost their dad because, this ain't a black thing neither. This black or white. Them niggas always got these eyes all the time. Like, they looking for something far off in the distance, nigga. That kid, you know that kid? That little motherfucker. And he was
they're looking for a dad.
They're looking for a dad.
Yeah.
And
is that him? Oh, no.
No, nobody's him. They never find him. His eyes never open. They're cursed like this. So, this is the person that I'm dealing with, right? He's fighting demons that I can't hope to be a help with, right? So, this is 7th grade. This little motherfucker, and I'm not a punk, and this is the biggest thing about this shit, is I'm from Harlem. I'm from the projects in Harlem. I fought my whole coming up, you know what I'm saying? But I went to school in the Bronx. This little motherfucker hung out with a crew of like 25 people, and I'm an hour and a half away on the train. I'm like, if I fight him, I'm gonna get fucked up before I ever make it home, right? So one day, he punched me, right? And I had like friends, well, my friends are nerds. They ain't with none of this fighting shit. We trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So, nigga, he knocked Dark Magician out of my fucking hand, bro. You'll never understand the frustration. Yeah. That little motherfucker hit me, right? And that day, I was like, all right, I can't keep putting up with this shit, right? Because I'm end up hurting this motherfucker. But what could I do? So I cut school, right? I cut school for like 33 days straight because I didn't want to deal with this shit. Now, at the time, turn that off. At the time, I'm trying to open up to you motherfuckers. I don't usually come down this far to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I came down here to see you motherfuckers on the Josh Johnson Show. Turn your phone off. I'm fucking with you. So I cut school for 33 days, and I didn't have any cool places to go, right? But at the time, my grandmother was older, and she was sick, so we had an apartment in the Bronx. My mom was at the apartment with my grandmother in Harlem. So what I did was, I had a PlayStation 2 Slim. That shit could fit in a book bag, right? I went and got a copy of my mom's key for the Bronx apartment from the hardware store. So I would just put my PlayStation in my bag, and instead of going to school, I would go to the Bronx to our apartment and just chill out. Right? She didn't come up there because she was busy taking care of my grandma and figured I didn't have a fucking key. So I did that for 33 days. Well, see, ACS has this thing where if you don't go to school for a certain amount of time, they will call Child Protective Services. And them motherfuckers sent a letter home. So I had to go to school now, right? So I go back to school. I'm like, all right, I've been gone for a month and 3 days. That's enough time for this little motherfucker to forget about me. Sure enough, I showed up. He bullied me like we just met. And I'm talking about, bro, like, it was to the point where that motherfucker was talking about he had a weapon and shit, all this, right? So I was like, yo, all right, I'm done, right? I'm done dealing with this shit. So now, the reason I said never underestimate your opponent is because you never know what people are thinking. You never know what people are going through. I told you I grew up in the projects in Harlem. One thing that any of my friends that know me from back then would tell you is that Nico's favorite hero was Wolverine, and he meant that shit. That's a quote. I'm telling you. My boys will tell you that I used to carry a knife, right? So I know you hear about like mass shooters and all that shit. No. I don't got time or the risk to hold a gun. But that little motherfucker, I got so tired of that nigga. I said, all right, tomorrow, I'm going to put a stop to this shit. Wolverine style. Yo, I shit you not, bro. I watched X-Men 2, X Unlimited, back to back. Just watch Wolverine stab motherfuckers. Because I was like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to, shh. Yeah. This might be morbid, but I ain't do it. It's all right. So, but I'm telling you, I was going
Listen here, bud.
I was going to skewer this motherfucker. And yo, like Wolverine would talk, I swear to God, I was going to dialogue with this motherfucker. Like, want to dance? Like, oh, I couldn't wait. I was going to stab the shit out of this nigga. So my preparation for school was usually like, you know, when I was cutting class, was like, all right, I'll put the PlayStation in. Man, I went and got the longest fucking butcher's knife in my grandma's house. Now, the butcher's knife was about the size of Corey. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I hate short people because of this little motherfucker, bro. Like, you family. But, like, outside of that, man, if you any shorter than Josh Johnson, don't even fucking talk to me, bro. Don't talk to me. If you have children that ain't, like, taller than you, don't have them talk to me. Stay the fuck away from me.
Could I ask what the logic
no,
behind
you
the
can't say shit, white man. No.
Okay.
Now,
I do feel blessed to be the line.
yeah, man.
Oh, so he can talk. Okay. That's all right.
Now
that's
you
fine.
get the picture.
Okay.
I'm fucking with
I'm
you,
also
white man.
editor of the fucking show, so we'll see if this
You
gets
can't
in.
edit this out live, nigga. I'm fucking with you, though. So, oh, wait, what reason real name is
Oh,
Logan?
suddenly I'm fun to have in the story.
Fuck it.
Oh.
So now, I put the knife in my bag, right? So the knife is so fucking long, I had an Adidas book bag, little drawstring shit, right? So the top of the knife, like the handle, was hanging out the top of the shit. And I was gonna kill this nigga. So I go up to school, right? So I go up to school and like my friends ain't really seen me in a minute.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
everybody happy and shit. We talking on the line and I got that knife in my bag, like I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Poke that nigga. And look, I was gonna do it so cold because I was gonna do it, then I was gonna leave. Like swear to God, I was gonna walk right up to him. I don't give a fuck people. So, and I was gonna twist it. Oh, I was gonna twist it. I was gonna twist the shit out that night. Man, I get to school. And, you know, maybe it was meant for me not to do it so I get here in front of you guys tonight. And I say that because as soon as I show up to school, we sitting out front, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, this is 7th grade, so for that class, they used to have teachers come down if you got to school early enough. And we sitting there, and one of my friends goes, yeah, man, you know, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, They detect metal? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I gotta go, right? So because I couldn't bring a knife and kill this nigga, I decided not to go that day, right? But then as I was walking away, I was like, well, shit, I already came here, so I may as well go inside. So I went and stashed the knife somewhere or whatever, and I got in school. So now I'm sitting in school, and you know how your teacher send you to get something? Mm-hmm. So I go to the principal's office to get something, and they ask me what, you know, been keeping me from school so long. I'm making up some lie. And then they said, you know, we had to have metal detectors put into the school because Mr. Baskin, I'll never forget it, motherfucker said, because there was another kid in the school named Dante that showed up with a gun to shoot the motherfucker that I was going to stab. I was going to put that little motherfucker in dirt, boy. But thankfully, none of that happened, and I get to be here with y'all. Yeah. So that's one of my stories.
Give it up for Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real bastard to be stabbed or shot, depending on the person.
Yeah.
That's somebody who, especially since you said he was short, it's like a classic bully, too. Because you know those bullies that are short, but then they got two big friends?
Yeah!
But then you wonder why the big friends are listening to them. You're like, you're big enough to kill him.
That Napoleon, bro.
Yeah.
It also shows his ability to multitask, because he bullied two kids enough for them to want to murder him the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means he was really equally fucking with these two kids That they were just like, today's the day in unison. Like
that means that he didn't learn shit. There was no time to learn in between all this bullying.
Yo, he ain't no math, he ain't no nothing, he ain't know what his dad was. It was hard for him, man. And the little nigga thought he was a preacher too, because you remember this is like 06, right? So this is or it's 2005 going into 06. So this is when June 6, 06 was the thing. And I guess his grandmother or something went to church a lot. This nigga was in the classroom, and the trumpets are gonna blaze, and then the last thing we gonna see, he was doing sermons and shit. And I'm like, but you're the devil himself, bro. Yeah. Sit the fuck down and stop scaring me in this fucking class.
It's always the kid like least likely to go to heaven.
Boom. I wonder if he dead yet.
Does he not have Facebook?
I wouldn't look up that shit. I'm Josh. You don't know, bro. I like people like that.
Yeah.
I'm all for growing and like surpassing things.
Yeah.
But man, him. Hey, I don't wish bad on nobody. But man, I don't wish no good on that motherfucker. Man.
It sounds like you actively pray against him at night.
You know what? I wouldn't actively pray against nobody. Because God would tell me, I'm from one of those families. But if anybody ever, like, I don't know how long it takes prayers to get answered. But if them shits got to go to a certain part of the universe, I prayed a long time ago. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in this couple years. That motherfucker get into like a car accident and it combust. That was all me. Like, he passed on some X-Men shit. That was all me.
I love when our podcast becomes evidence.
Yeah.
Always makes me happy knowing that this will be played in front of a
court. He's towing
court.
the line, though. It's like, it's really on the line, you know?
It's really on fate, if we
because you really can't prosecute prayer, you know? Like, that's one of those things where you're like, I very much hoped this would happen, but I was not there, Your Honor.
You know what, though? I shouldn't put that energy out. I really don't hope anything happens to him. I hope wherever he is, he's free, he's safe, and I hope he found his pops, man.
And he killed him. I was running away! Bye-bye!
There's a hip-hop song called 24 Hours to Live. There's that line. Y'all know 24 Hours to Live. Fuck it. Song by Mace.
It's all good. Mace is probably the crossover between this demographic and Mace is probably pretty slim. Just
swinging them and hitting them.
Yeah. The Venn diagram is barely a line laying over.
You're not wrong. Shit, they want to rub that song.
Mace? Is he all right?
He's all right. He just put out this song against Diddy recently.
Recently? Okay, so if you don't
against Diddy recently?
Yeah, which is...
Didn't Diddy's life go against Diddy enough? Like,
Yeah, I don't really get Mace's whole thing is that way back in the day, Diddy had all of his publishing, and so he gave him like 10% of his own publishing, but he also had the master. So then Mace made almost no money off of all of his music, which was selling worldwide. So he has basically the same gripe as any other artist.
Quick survey, who's picturing Mace Windu right now from Star Wars? I just wanted to check. See a couple of knowing smiles, okay? Yeah. Just wanted to see who
If you don't know who the rapper Mace is, just imagine any barber. Like he...
Yo, fuck off, nigga.
Mace has one of the least recognizable faces I've ever seen in my entire life.
Nah, bro, I'm from Harlem. I can't let you do that, man. Hell no. Mace looked like every nigga that in the '90s, like, you could tell wasn't the fighter, but wasn't the super corny dude, looked like Mace, man.
Yeah.
They had something way too shiny, fucking waves in their hair.
Yeah.
And they fuck your girl on occasion. Like, that's Mace. That grimy dude that when he gets caught, he moves away.
Yeah.
He left Harlem because of that shit.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I was like 3 years old. Fuck do I know.
But yeah, so he's very upset with Diddy, and then he finally made a bunch of money. I had to be doing something else. Like, had to be doing something not rapping. And then offered Diddy to buy all of his artistic license to, like, all of his work back, like, all the intellectual property. And then Diddy said no. And then and that was like last year, and he did this whole tweet about it, explaining everything and how the record contract that he signed was horrible and exploitive. And then this year,
in the music industry,
yeah, like
what?
Like, I can't think if you need any insight on Mace's career, the lateness with which he has done this. is like kind of indicative of his music as well. Like it's like he is using a time machine wrong, you know? Like he's like, I gotta go into the future to warn them. It's like, oh no, that's not how it works. You're supposed to go back and all right.
Family, thank y'all so much for letting me spend some time with
thank
you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Make some noise for Neko White, please. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's.
I'll scoot over a little bit, so now we're just not weirdly just you and me over
here. I can scoot over a touch.
There we go.
This week has been a bit wild for me because
I'm far from my drink.
I
have to be very careful with this table.
How full is it? Oh, okay. The week has been wild because I don't know if anybody else saw this, but Uber Pool is back. It's called Uber Share now. It's under a different banner. It's called Uber Share because, like I was saying before, with the evil of a corporate mind, they have brought back Uber Pool. But back in the day, Uber Pool used to just let you have the price for the pool, and then if no one else hopped in the pool, you would just get that price because you were willing to be taken out of your way. Now with Uber Share, it seems, I don't know if I have this right, but it seems that you're really just getting an Uber X, and the price only goes down if someone else gets picked up, which is not up to you, right? So you could pay full price and just make it home with a regular ride, or you could get 20% off because other people got picked up.
What a shitty lottery.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
I hope someone gets in this car. Like
I really hope I get taken out of my way from home and someone coughs all over me. That would be the dream. And so
for $2.
For
I hope I saved $2 to catch something.
For almost no difference. And so basically I was taking an Uber Share because I was nostalgic of the time before COVID when strangers would ride in cars together and ignore each other. And so I take this Uber Share, and we're doing pretty good. It looks like I'm not going to get the discount, getting almost all the way to the bridge. I was at the stand. I'm getting back to Brooklyn, where I live, and before we get there, the driver turns around, and he's like, hey, are you picking up a friend or something? It just changed the thing on me. Like, is this you? And I was like, no, I didn't add a stop or anything. It's Uber Share. So I just started explaining Uber Share because he didn't know what it was. He was like, what is this? Are you picking up your friend right now? Why is it changing the directions on me, right? And his English is good, but I'm trying to make sure I'm being very clear.
His English is good, but the concept is stupid. So it's
that's kind of what I'm saying. It's the concept is so dumb that I'm like, I need to explain this so clearly because there's no language barrier here, sir.
And I'm sure he's even probably just like, I must be missing something.
Yeah,
it must be.
And so
there must be a term I don't know.
I fully explain it of just it's back because he hasn't been driving for Uber that long, so he doesn't remember Pool. So then I had to explain Pool and then Share, and then and this is all while we're driving. He's looking at me too much because he really wants to, instead of just using the mirror to look up at me from the mirror and in front, he's fully turning around.
Oh, that's good.
At times where we're not at the red yet. He'll see it turn red and be like, so what were you saying? And so that's happening. And then we finally stop. We get to this cross section for the pickup, and this always happens. It happened with Pool. It happens with Share. It's going to continue happening. But the person opens the door on my side. And anytime that happens, it's so little. It's not worth getting upset about. But what's so annoying about people that you share an Uber with is they will just really want to get in from the side of the door that they open. And so then you have to move, but you're like, you didn't look. You also ordered this thing and didn't look to see if anybody else was already in.
Well, they probably thought there was, surely no one will be in this. And then
oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
They maybe also didn't know.
So then my man opens the door, and he's standing there with a woman behind him, and he's like, for Miguel? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so you get...
Your name's Miguel too?
And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, and then he's kind of just, he feels like he's opened the door for me. He's waiting for me to get out, but I'm just sitting there. And then he's like, for Miguel. And I was like, yeah, but it's a Uber Share. He's like, I order Uber X. And I was like, yeah, but you ordered Uber X shake. See, it's confusing because they kept the X in there. And then the driver joins in where he's like, yes, they kept the X in there. So it's actually... So now both of us are explaining this to him and his date who are standing outside of the car. And finally, he's like taking it all in. And he turns to her and he's like, I thought it was an Uber X. Like, because it's so clear that they're on a date. Just like their body language. And then he looks at me, he's like, would you mind sitting in the front? And I'm like, the front? And then he gives me this look that, like, is such a... It's so purely like a guy thing of, like, help me out, bro. Like, he just says it... He literally just says it with his, like, pupils. It's not even an eyebrow thing. It's not an intimidation. He's not being rude. He's literally just like... Like, it's like... It looks like he's looking at someone pointing a gun at him. Because it's like he just sucked in a little bit of air and he was like... And I was like, yeah, sure. So I get out, and as I'm opening the front door, he even pats me on the back, and he whispers, he's like, thank you. And so then they get in the back, and I'm sitting in the front, and I'm on my phone anyway, so I really don't care. I'm not, like, stressing it at all or anything. But as soon as they start talking, the nosy bitch in me comes out. And so I immediately hit pause on the music that I'm listening to. Because it's like, it's so clearly a first date. And I can't tell if they're still on the date. Like when they get in the car, I can't tell if they're heading somewhere, like he's picking her up.
Oh, that's the start. That's a rough start.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
a rough start.
I couldn't tell at the time if he was picking her up or if they're leaving a restaurant because it was in
Right.
a part of the city where there's just lots of apartments over restaurants.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if it's the start, she's already thinking now, like, well, I'm at least paying half.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it which really
this is
cracked me
Dutch
up as
at
well.
best.
It also cracked me up so much because my man it says it again at some point in the conversation.
I have
where
money.
It's like, what? No. He's literally just floundering at one point, and he's like, "I thought it was an Uber X." Like he keeps inserting. He will not let it go to everyone in the car that he thought it was the regular Uber. Like he can't handle it. And so then, so then they start talking. Oh, this is so painful. Okay, so he is coming out the gate with like, it's not a shitty bravado. I want to make that clear. It's not like this person does not seem like a jerk to me, right? But as he's talking, he's like, yeah, so what do you like to do? Like he's so clearly nervous, which is very sweet as well.
Ride alone in cars.
Ride alone in cars. I'm sorry that I messed that up for you.
It's my favorite thing to do.
And then she goes, I love theater. Right? And he's like, oh, man, I love theater, too. Like, theater is amazing. Except for musicals. Musicals are annoying as hell. Like, musicals just like, I don't know. There's just something about them. I can't stand it. And then she goes, I was actually a musical theater major.
I'm in the Music Man right now.
And so I'm like, I don't know what to do with my body so much, so I'm just looking out the window now. Like, my head is on the glass. And I'm breathing through my mask so hard that I'm still fogging up the window a little bit. I'm just like, ooh, that's not a great start, you know? Because the car is not taking off yet. Like this is just
I'm sorry, what? The car's not taking off yet?
No, because he's sitting down, and now the driver is trying to figure out who's getting dropped off first. So he's just looking at his Waze app.
You guys haven't fucking moved yet?
We haven't moved yet.
And he found a way to fuck it up in that time?
And don't get me wrong, this is all of like 30 seconds. So that thing, like, they sit down and
that
he's
also
like,
makes
so
it worse.
He's
Like, oh, I can't believe it. This is an Uber X. I fucking hate musicals.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot to cram in to a short amount of time.
It happens so fast. And then we take off, and none of the conversation is, like, ideal. Like none of it.
Not after that.
None of it is going well. And so, because then he even tries to save it where he's like, oh, so, like, what were you in, you know? And then she starts listing these musicals that she did wherever she's from.
Right.
And finally, she hits one of them, and he's like, oh, I love Come From Away. And it's like, it's too late, bro. Like you're not saving it now. And then they kind of like move on from that. And there's a couple of like pauses. And anytime there's a pause, I just get back on my phone. Like, not that interesting, you know. But then he'll say something like out of a pause, he'll be like, "So you have like a favorite food or anything? Like what do you really like?"
What a great question to ask on a date.
And this
always has places to go.
And this
Yeah.
is how I know where their like,
perfect.
date is
Okay.
at.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "So what was your favorite, like your favorite food and everything?" And she's like, "Peruvian. I told you that at the Peruvian restaurant." And at this point, I can't even breathe. Like I'm like so stressed out for this man and this woman in the back that I'm like genuinely in my head. I'm like, I should be back there. Like that would have broken up the tension. If I was even sitting in between them, that would be better than what's happening right now. Like he's just been left to his own devices, and it is fucking his world up. Okay. And so it's so bad. It's so bad that the driver starts turning up the music so that nobody can talk. Like, 'cause the entire time I'm forgetting that the driver must also be getting so uncomfortable right now that he's like, I would rather blare Dua Lipa to the point where all of our ears bleed than to let this man hang himself anymore. This is horrible. And the music's playing for like maybe 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he's kind of like, hey, could you turn it down? To which I'm sure everyone in the car in their head was like, don't make us do this.
Come on, man.
And then he's, you know.
You got show tunes?
Yeah.
I love musicals.
I love musicals now. I just want to save the date and everything. And then he.
Peruvian musicals. I love them. Put it, if you have that, please.
And then
I thought this was an Uber X.
And then he turns the music down a little bit, and the guy once again is like, yeah, you know, I thought it was an Uber X. Like he says it.
Oh, he does it again?
Yeah, he says it again. He's saying it throughout the whole drive, like too many times. And then we're in Brooklyn now, and we're heading off to drop, you know, them off first. And this next part is technical, okay? Because I can understand the dance that was happening. When you order an Uber X, you can add or change a stop, right? So I understand what he must have been thinking, right? And if I have it right in my head, what he's thinking was the perfect way to play it. But we get to the stop. It's not my stop. They're stopping at her apartment. And so car stops, and she's like, I had a great time. And she goes to open the door, and he's like, oh, I was wondering if I could. If I could, you know, come up, we hang out a little bit more. And then she goes, oh, I had a great time and everything, but Can
I be honest? You looking at me and saying this feels like you're breaking up with me.
Yeah.
And it's palpable enough that like this situation sucks.
It's so painful, and me and the driver made eye contact out of the side of our eyes because we were like, oh. And then he was like, hey, yeah, I'm not, like, I don't want to be weird or anything. It's just I
love you. Oh, shit.
It's just when I put the address in, and then she was like, yeah, sorry, maybe I gave the wrong impression or something, but I'm gonna go up and maybe we can talk again or something. And so she closes the door, and it's just the 3 of us sitting. And so he's like, he looks at me. He's like, thanks for sitting up front, man. Like I was like, and I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I really was trying to make it better. Like in the moment, I was trying to keep it light because this person is clearly devastated, and that's very embarrassing because he made some missteps, but once again, he did not seem like a douchey like asshole, right? And so I was like, I just as a joke, I was like, yeah, I mean, if only you could come home with me, you know what I mean? Like, and then
That is not what you said.
yeah, and then he opened the door and to himself goes, I thought it was an Uber X.
Well, that's better than can I?
Yeah. But yeah, it was rough. And then I didn't know what to do, so I just stayed in the front with the driver for the rest of the time. And we were both just airing it out. Like we were both just
you guys just talk about it?
Yeah,
then?
we talked about it.
Absolutely.
How could we not talk about it?
I know, yeah.
He was like, I couldn't believe, and I was like, when he sat down. Because the reason that I bring up the dance is that he is like trying to, I guess, I'm assuming, like pay for things, show his interest and everything on the date, right? And so he's getting the Uber back to her apartment. And she also knows he's getting the Uber to her apartment. She's not like wondering where they're going. You know what I mean? Like
that's a whole different problem on a date.
No, but you know what I mean? Like it's like if
Take me to question mark.
if the date is over and your date's ordering the Uber and they put your address, you know that they're getting the Uber for your place. You know what I mean? But when it's an Uber X, you can add a stop, which means if she didn't want him to come up, he can now just add a stop to his apartment and head home. But because it's Uber share, you can't do that. So we drove off from him just sort of standing on the sidewalk. And I was
in
like,
front of her place? Or
Yeah. Ordering another Uber.
That's not good if she looks out the window.
Yeah, no, it looks horrible. But it's
She
like,
looks out, oh, God. He didn't go.
I mean, he basically doesn't exist in the car now because he's supposed to get out at the stop he ordered.
Yeah.
And so you can't add a stop. And so, what a shame. No. No, it is. It's just sad. Because if it was an X, he could be like, oh, okay, I read it wrong. Let me add a stop. And then he goes home.
Right, yeah.
But now he has to get out. He can't come to my place.
Right.
And he's not
even though you invited him.
Yeah, even though I invited him. But he's not.
He could have.
But he's not supposed to be in the car anymore, so he has to get out. And so, yeah. But then the driver and I were just like, oh. And then the driver was also like, the driver was also like, when you're on a date, just say nothing. And I was like, wow, that is, in a weird way, better advice. I understand what he was trying to say, where he was like, man, in this whole situation, I would have just said nothing in the car.
Or at least not have such hard opinions. Like, that's the thing, too. Yeah. It's just like, oh, musicals. I fucking hate those. Oh, what? Like, don't come out the gate. You got to be kind of in the gray area until you know. But it's especially, too, like, I'm not saying he's trash or anything, but he's clearly has wild, misguided confidence to just assume he is going to her house when clearly learned nothing about her on the date.
Well, that's also what I was thinking, where I was like, I'm so interested.
He maybe did say nothing on the date.
Yeah, I wish I could go back in time and be in another, like not doing the show I was doing, and then just be a fly on that wall. Yeah. Because I guess this is my thing. The date seemed, at some point at least, to be going well enough that I actually think he was about to come up with her if he didn't say the musical theater thing.
If it was
because
Uber
think
X.
Think about it. If you're on a date with someone and you've given them your address, they're on the way together. He didn't order her an Uber and then get a Lyft for himself. They're both in the Uber going to her address.
Which is frankly 20 times funnier. That on the ride to her apartment.
That's what I'm saying.
Is where he fucked it up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so much funnier.
That has to be what happened.
If she's just like, I like him a lot, and you know what? I never do this.
I'm not.
I'm gonna invite him up, and like, there's another guy here. Huh?
There's another guy here, and I hate what you do. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? They were definitely about. He messed it up at like the 90%. He was so close.
Oh, yeah.
What a shame. So then, a different time now. We're talking about pre-pandemic, when I took one of my favorite Uber pools. So people, especially in LA, would give me trouble all the time. They would always like make fun of me for taking Uber pools all the time because I would leave early. I would leave early just to take the pool, just to have the padding, instead of just getting an Uber, right?
Right.
And I don't know. I just usually did it to like have experiences and meet people and stuff.
Yeah, that's a weird thing about you.
Well, I'm just saying. It was like
No one else here relates to that.
All right.
I take him because I like making friends. Like that's it's.
Yeah.
Now it's like if the $2 off is not guaranteed, but never fucking doing that. I'm never.
Sure. I get. This is my thing though. So there was this one time, and it just felt it felt very special. Like I think the word might be serendipity. There was a time where I was taking an Uber pool after a show to get home, and I get in the car, and we immediately get the name and where they are, right? And so the guy drives there. It's actually pretty close, like 5 minutes away, and he drives there, and he's circling the block, and then he finally just stops. He starts calling them. Every time he calls them, they pick up, and you can hear a bunch of noise, but you can't actually hear them. And so he calls like 3 times, and then he circles the block one more time. But now it's getting to the point where he's tried to pick them up longer than I've been in the car, you know? Because back in the days of like pool, they hadn't solidified how long drivers were supposed to wait yet.
So you keep saying it like it's been 30 years. Like,
Yeah,
back when we could pool.
yeah, I'm just saying for context, they've changed the app a lot in the time between. So
Yeah, no one knows they're taking them now.
Yeah.
Even the driver.
No, it's chaos. And so it got to the point where I was like, you know you can move on if you don't. Like, if they're just not going to come, like, we should probably go.
It's like, you're not my fucking boss.
Yeah. I mean,
I work for you.
I'm not even telling him in a way of, like, can we hurry it up? Because he's the one getting frustrated. I'm just like, hey, you've done everything that you could. You know, you called 3 times.
Right.
You've driven around the block several times.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in the car for, like, 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. Just us, and you've been trying to pick them up for like 8. So this is wild, you know?
Yeah.
And also the drivers will get penalized for like canceling rides and stuff. So he didn't want to cancel on them, and there's no like distinction in the app for how long you should wait.
Right.
And so finally he drives off, just cancels on them, keeps going. We get about maybe 2 minutes away, and we get pinged again for another pickup, and it's the same guy. It's the very same guy, and he's in a slightly different location. So he's like a couple blocks like west of where he was supposed to be. And
He got scared. He thought a car was chasing him.
yeah.
Oh, no!
Why won't they leave me alone? And so this time we picked them up easily. They're like right on the corner, and it's a couple, this guy and this woman, and they get in the car and they're next to me, and it is amazing. They're very drunk. They're the best way to put it is that they're deeply drunk. Like I don't even know how.
I
you
fucking
get it.
hate musicals.
Yeah.
Do you like food? I like what we just had.
They are so drunk, and they are going at it in a way that is so funny, where they are arguing.
Okay,
but it's
so
like
going at it could mean 2 different things.
Yeah. But it's like at first I thought they were arguing for real, and it's not. They're like playfully roasting each other.
Okay.
But they're very drunk, and they're taking it way too far. Like so this dude, and I can tell from them walking to the car that this dude has a little bit of a limp, right? And she lays into it hard. Like she's drunkenly like, you should probably have like a cane or something.
Jesus.
It's like relentless, okay? And it's actually, a lot of it is actually pretty funny. Where she was like, if I pull on your right leg hard enough, will it be the same size as your left? Like it was just like, it was like nonstop, right? And then it's to the point where I think he's gonna get upset, you know? And he's not. He's just like laughing. And he's like, oh, you know, my leg been like this from childhood. And I'm like, he's actually making it worse when he describes it, but then she doesn't really connect with it in that drunk way, so she just keeps going. So she's like, well, did you like step on your first step when you were little and then just walked away? Like, did you not couldn't even it out? And then he finally goes, he's like, how about we leave my legs alone for a second, talk about your fucked up ass teeth. And he lays into her teeth hard. She's like, and it's funny because they're both laughing. It's like at no point, it's so tense. Like the driver and I are trying not to laugh because we're like, any minute now, one of them is gonna go too far, right?
But then even when
And will they get pissed off if we laugh at it? Like,
Yeah.
are we not a part of the joke?
Yeah, like, are they talking like we're not here, or is this for us?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, okay, what's wrong with my teeth? And he's like, honestly, I don't see how the fuck you chew. All right? I made you a sandwich yesterday. Your bite mark looked like a boot print. And they just kept laughing, and it was so funny. And the driver, the driver lowered his window to quietly laugh out the window as we were driving. And I was like, man, pool is the best. And then the pandemic happened.
So we've only got a little bit of time left, but should we open up the mailbag quick? Woo! Yeah, they like it.
There we go.
All right, so I definitely want to at least get this one in here because this one is from Ray, who I believe is here. Ray, you here? Here. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
There we go.
I was about to be like, well, I hope he fucking bought a ticket. I hope he's at least missing out. No. Hi, Ray. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Awesome.
Oh,
Well, thanks
oh,
for sending
thanks for
it in.
coming.
Thanks for sending an email. So I'll read out what you sent here, and then maybe we'll have some follow-up questions if we need to.
Okay.
So this is it says, "Cheers, J-Lo."
Okay.
That's us. We go by
J-Lo.
sometimes. I mean we don't in the world.
Yeah, but we're much less famous, Jello.
Now you said J-Lo there.
I was hesitant to say J-Lo. Because we
You
so
thought we
rarely
said 3
say
times
it.
we'd summon her?
Sometimes I wonder if J-Lo listens. And so I just want her to like us. And I don't know if we... What did Ray say?
Wouldn't that be great if she was listening?
Wouldn't that be great if she was listening? Like, why are they using my... And then we just get a cease and desist.
The most confusing cease and desist
Yeah.
of all time. Hey, will you two men stop using my name, please?
Together.
As a unit. Cheers, J-Lo. So this is, what is a survival tactic that metropolitan cities like Chicago and New York City taught you guys that you take with you everywhere? Now, they also have their own example here. So, mine is not responding to anyone too eager for my attention, and that is a very good one. That is a very good one. Jesus of Nazareth could be trying to sell me his mixtape, detailing how to get into heaven, and I'd probably raise the volume on my headphones before I react. I've gotten caught in too many conversation scams while living here, especially because I have an English accent, so they think I'm a tourist. Then the next part's just a compliment. Do you want me to read that? Just kind of for us.
I guess so, to get the full
All right.
experience.
Because Raven wrote, this next part doesn't have to be read, but I don't really care. I just wanted to show appreciation for you guys. And I'm like, well, I'm a big enough narcissist to make them listen to it. Just wanted to take a moment to say I genuinely appreciate the work you guys do. I subscribe to the Patreon and listen weekly because of the genuine authenticity you guys have just talking about life and Josh's addiction to living a cartoon lifestyle. I like the concept that you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like you can't get enough of it.
Like if I was just...
I'm trying to just stay inside.
If I was at home reading a book and then I know where I'm like, nah, I need a fix.
I'm going to go slip on some shit. Your shows help me through bad times and make the good times even better. Just a reminder that what you do has a positive and powerful impact, and both of you are appreciated by myself and by many others. I wish you guys all the success and happiness you desire. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ray.
you so
We
much,
appreciate
Ray.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is a great question, though. What is a survival tactic you take with you other places?
As far as... Ray, I can't see you. Are you black?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is for us. So
I'll go.
I found that in the city, when you're walking the city, this is already piggybacking off what you do, but I found that there's a different type of interaction you're about to have by how many times the person trying to get your attention calls you brother. Okay? First brother is just another black guy, right? Hey, brother, need something. What's the time? Whatever, right? Hey, brother, that is a little bit more precarious. Like that one, you might want to just turn up the volume like you do. Hey, brother, that is where you run. That is... like, hey, brother is almost always drugs. That is something to be avoided. And then the other one I think I found is that... you should always like, turn your Wi-Fi off if you're underground, because when it's fighting to find a connection, it's draining your battery. And sometimes you'll take the train for 20 minutes and then walk up the stairs and be like, why do I have 20% less battery than when I left? And it's because of that.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a real struggle.
I like a good practical one, you know? It's just a good, like, this
Yeah.
is, you
I
know.
felt like one to confirm what you're already
Yeah.
doing is good, and then one that's just like someone didn't tell me
One
for way
joke,
too
one
long.
real thing, yeah. One
Yeah.
for them, one for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
One for me that I actually just utilized recently. It goes with people talking to you too. That if someone comes up and is clearly like trying to fuck with you, like they ask you a question to like trap you into like an answer one way or the other because they're gonna roast you or something like that, is if you give the most confusing answer possible, they don't know what to do next. This happened to me recently. I was in New York with my friend who doesn't listen to the show, and or in New York, I just said in Central Park. That one. I'm in New York now. God damn it. I live Midwest. And we were sitting there, and this group of young men walk by, and one of them just looks at me, and it's very clearly like he's setting me up to like dunk on me in front of his friends. Because he just goes like, hey, you guys like pussy? And it's how he said it, and it very much had like everyone's like, what's he gonna say? And I just said, little bit. Which was great because then he went, and then all of his friends laughed at him because I didn't take the bait. And
Yeah.
I use that in Chicago a lot too. People try to fuck with you, and then you just give an answer and they go, I don't even, whatever. And then they just
Yeah.
walk away. Then they're disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the last one I'll impart to you is this is very specific of cities. This one is actually like just a Chicago, New York, probably Seattle and Portland have train system. Anywhere with a train system, if a train car is empty, leave it empty. Because there's a reason that in a city with millions of people, no one
Especially
wants
here.
that car.
Especially here.
So sometimes it's poop. Sometimes it is poop.
Sometimes it's poop.
But every once in a while, it's a person. Every once in a while, it's a person so
And they are
crazy.
pooping.
Yeah. So crazy that everyone was like, I don't know if I need this in my life. And they decided to get off, and there wasn't time to warn you, so then you get on, and then the doors close, and for at least one stop, you're a hostage.
I'll do one more email and then we can get out of here because we're almost out of time. Let's real quick and just thank everybody for coming out
Yeah,
tonight. Thank you guys
all
so much for hanging out with us
It's been great.
late on a Wednesday. So this one is from Anissa. I don't think they're here. This was just sent separately. You here? I thought so. This is just this one caught my eye, and I thought this would be a good one to just read with the group here. So the title of this one just says, "I was reminded of my dead gerbil."
I
So,
don't
great
really
title.
know what we did.
I think
but
it's
yeah.
a great start. If it's just our show, that would be a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah.
That would be a real
That's what I
bummer.
was saying. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, does this just...
Listening to your show reminds me of the dying screams of a rodent. Anyway, now that I've bummed him out. Hey guys, I'm currently getting up to date on the podcast. I'm on episode 50, but with the way I've been listening, I'll likely be caught up quickly. Anyway, in that episode, Logan talked about his dead hamster found behind a fake fireplace after escaping, and Josh displayed ... a ton of displeasure. It reminds me of my two gerbils. To remind anybody who maybe either hasn't listened to that episode in a while or you haven't listened to it, we had a hamster and it escaped, and we had a fake fireplace where it was just a light bulb in fake plastic wood or whatever, and then we found the hamster when we smelled it, and just to word it quickly, but reminded me of my two gerbils. One of them was named Gino. Unfortunately, also great name for a gerbil.
Yeah.
Gino is a great gerbil name.
Yeah, any alliteration you can get with an animal is probably
Gino
gonna
the
be-
gerbil?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they both escaped one day, as small animals like that are to do, and for days we could not find Gino specifically. Well, my mother had a pallet bed at the time, and one pallet would lift slightly until you laid on it. Well, yep. Figured I'd pause, just let everyone catch up for a second. You may know where this goes. This is what the email says. I was looking for Gino.
Well, wait, it would be amazing if in the email is also pause for groans.
I was looking for Gino still and sat on her bed. When I did, I heard squeak crunch.
Pause for groans.
I knew what happened immediately and didn't have the heart to check. My poor mother had to retrieve Gino's crushed little body. Now, this next part is just a quick little aside. Not as traumatizing for me as watching my guinea pig run into a table leg and die. And that's all they gave us for that one. Which is clearly a much wilder story. That this guinea pig was just like, blah, 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 bam, nope. And like, that's... The guinea pig concussed itself to death.
The guinea pig did a full Fast and Furious on itself.
Sorry to tell you such awful, awful things, but I love this sentence. Sorry to tell you such awful, awful things, but if I have to suffer, so must everyone else. I love the show. You both are great.
I love that the origin story of that villain is that their guinea pig ran into a table leg and died. And then they were like, everyone in the world will feel this.
I must destroy all tables.
Oh, man. I cannot thank all of you enough for being here. This has been absolutely
Thank
incredible.
you guys so much.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for listening.
Make some noise for Neko White again. I know he's not here, but go and make some noise for our guest.
Yeah. Thank you so much for Union Hall for having us and everybody that set
Everyone
this
in
up.
the back, make a bunch of noise for everyone who works at Union Hall. We were lucky to do it last year. We're lucky to do it this year.
We're going to be around hanging out a little bit. So
Yeah.
We'll see you out there. Thank you all so much.
Thank
again.
you guys
Have a
so much for
wonderful
coming
night.
out.
Appreciate you. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson. Great start.
Yeah.
Welcome to
New
the
year,
Josh
new
Johnson
us.
Show. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm joined by my. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. This is the first one of the year, the first official new one of the year.
Yeah, we're back. We're back,
We
and
did
we're doing the regular show again.
We've been to Denver. We've been to Tacoma.
Yeah, we. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into it, but like we also it took a little bit for us to get back in the swing of things because the end of 2022 was weird for us. I had the COVID pretty bad, and
Yeah.
and so that was some episodes fell behind because it turns out I couldn't sit up for like more than 10 minutes at a time, and when you have to do hours of editing, that's a hard thing to do.
It is like you got the one that like really be out here stomping people in the chest. Like that's actually feels like a rare one to get than the ones that in New York, a lot of the people who get it will have it like bad for a day and then they're like, oh, I'm pretty sluggish, but I think I'm all right. And man, you had it like properly bad.
Well, but I didn't get any of the like respiratory stuff or anything. I mean, that much might be because I'm vaxxed and all that too. But it's like I had the first really, really bad day. It was that Wednesday like after Christmas. That day was bad, and like I had like fever and like the best way I could describe it to was my limbs all felt like they weighed 100 pounds. Like I just like felt like held down on the bed. And then the next day, that Thursday, felt pretty good. And I was like, okay, just had the one bad day. I'll come out of it. I should be good then by, the weekend to whatever. And then that Friday, nope, back knocked down again.
Jeez.
That was the weird one. That was the weird thing that it like got better and then got worse and then got better. And now I just have these kind of little mild cold symptoms that are hanging on.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Doing okay. Living. Gonna do it. It can only get better from here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I'd like to think
I mean,
so.
fuck, if not, though.
That would be wild if COVID was the start.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's either the start of just only an uphill, like everything's going to get better, or like that's the sampler. That's setting the tone.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you... I'm trying to figure out how to... I mean, I'll just ask it straight out. Is there a lot of like meth in your in your general tri-state area, would you say meth is the predominant drug?
Yeah, how do I put this politely? We love meth here?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know.
I don't know how bad it still is. I know Jess says one of the new problems is heroin.
Yeah.
We're finally joining the 80s here, I think. But
yeah, the meth thing. Okay, so the whole
this
reason,
is now just real quick. I'm going to ask you a counter question. This is how we're starting the year, is talking about meth. This is what we're gonna.
I feel like when I'm done telling you the story, I feel like you'll appreciate that we started with meth.
Okay.
I'm trying to put this in the best possible. Okay. So meth, as we've talked about on the podcast before, is pretty popular in my hometown. So it being popular where you are as well, I think you'll be able to relate. Okay. There was a time where my buddy was, just out there trying to find someone. You know what I mean? He was like kind of on the apps, but he was mostly going to bars. But it was just, it was a tough go of it, let's say. And I'm sure.
So he was the way you made it sound like he was out there trying to find someone specific, but he's just trying to find anyone.
He's trying to find any person that will work.
I thought maybe he was out searching for someone that he needed to track down, but he's trying to find someone.
Wouldn't that be wild if someone used the actual dating apps to like hunt down their enemy?
See, and I didn't mean dating app. I thought you meant just he was literally out just trying to find a friend or something.
That's my bad, because I thought I said dating app, but maybe I never
not initially.
did.
No, you just said he was just out there trying to find someone.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm like that sentence could mean a variety of things.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, he's on like the obscure ones as well. Like, did you ever do Plenty of Fish back in the day?
I think I might have tried it briefly. I think so. Yeah.
Plenty of Fish and OK Cupid were where, at least in the early 2000s, apparently, were where the freaks were.
OK Cupid's the one I did. I didn't do Plenty of Fish. But I did do OK Cupid. I did do OK Cupid.
So Plenty of Fish brought out a Craigslist level of honesty in people that the other dating apps just don't.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all that stuff like that, you have to truly choose whether or not you're going to be yourself or you're going to be a catfish, because you can only lie so much before you're like fully lying, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas with like back in the day with Craigslist, it was just like, hey, this is me. All right.
Meet me at this corner.
Inquire within, but this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I'm expecting, And so basically, he was
also, if you have a truck, you can take this dresser.
Yeah. Make sure you take the bed when you leave.
Yeah. I want to use it one last time and then get rid of it.
Yeah. And so he was on Plenty of Fish, I believe. Okay. And he started talking to this person. And it was like, I don't even know how to describe their rapport, because the way that he described them chatting at first was almost just, it felt natural, but it seemed to have felt natural in a boring way. You ever have someone tell you something that they think is really special and you're like, that's not that great? Like in your head, you don't say it to them, but like, but they just hit it off with a bunch of heys and how you doings and all the stuff like that. And but the way he described it was like, she was so easy to talk to. But I'm like, but you're saying all you said was, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's like, I get how two things could be true. It could be she's very easy to talk to, and you're not saying much,
Right, yeah.
You're not really pouring your heart out.
And maybe that's what the ease is. Maybe she just said, what's up back? And he's just like, ooh, soulmates.
Yeah. She even used 2 question marks, just like me. And so basically they start chatting and they set up a date, like time to meet. And she's like, oh, hey, do you smoke? Right. And he's like, oh, yeah, from time to time, and so they meet up, and the date is very okay. From what he's describing, like, I guess my man just doesn't need much because even as he's describing the date, I'm like, so y'all just went to Chili's, but y'all were having the time of your lives. Like, I'm happy for him that he's happy.
I mean, have you ever had those Southwest egg rolls? They're great.
I've had them, and I don't know if it was worth a life change. Like he was like, he was so disappointed because he was like, I was having the time of my life. Like this man said the time of his life, and I was just like, bro, you gotta get out there more. Like,
yeah,
I'm not even trashing Chili's. I'm literally just saying, if you have the time of your life with someone who doesn't really seem to say much,
you just wanted to be out.
I think you just wanted to be out. I think
that just means you were happy to not be in your apartment.
I think you just needed some companionship because you're beefing this up like it was the Titanic and it was Thursday at Chili's.
Yeah, you could have been like, man, we could have gone to Chili's and you would have had the time of your life. If
I
that's
think so. I think this man said the time of
Dude
his
just
life.
wanted to go to Chili's.
Yes, the time of his life. Okay, so
because even on a first date, the time of your life. I mean, even if it's like wow, I think I'm in love with this person already. Mm-hmm. I still don't know if it'd be like time of your life. I don't know.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like even if all the stars aligned, looking back, maybe you can romanticize it. But in the moment, to be like, I'm having the time of my life just picking out apps with this person.
Yeah. Well, because in any first date I've ever thought of, like, even if it's fun, there's still a sense of like nerves to it. That's not the time of your life. Like,
exactly.
And like, listen, I'm thinking back to my first date with Jess. Honestly, top to bottom, great date. But also, I've done some cool shit.
Yeah.
Time of my life? Of my life.
To be fair, it's in my hometown. So it's not like...
Fair.
It's not like there's a ton going on, right?
I mean, Chili's is the place to be.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
And so then she looks at him and she's like, hey, do you want to smoke? And he was like,
gee, where will this lead?
Oh, here? And she was like, yeah, you want to go smoke in the bathroom real quick? And he was like,
in the bathroom?
In the bathroom. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess, like, a little adventurous. Okay, she's a little naughty. She's a little naughty, right?
Oh, no.
And so then they go to the bathroom. It's so funny too because she was like, okay, you sneak off to the bathroom and then I'll like come join you, right? Like I'll just give it a beat and then I'll come join you. Don't want to bring the suspicion on them immediately, right?
Right.
He said that when he went to the bathroom, he turned around and she was behind him. Like, like she didn't wait at all. And so then they're in the stall together and she pulls out, a full pipe, right? And he noticed that the pipe was a little too dirty.
A little dirty.
Yeah. And so then he's like, oh, what? I think he was scared to ask if she smoked meth because it feels like such an accusation. So then he just sort of...
because if she doesn't, there's no coming back from that question.
Yes.
Then you can't backpedal.
Dude, the stakes...
do you smoke meth?
The stakes of you've pulled out a pipe. All right, you smoke weed in a pipe. You've pulled out a pipe. The pipe just looks a little like rotten. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the difference in pipe should look like, but he was saying it looked a little too dirty, right?
Yeah.
And then before the meth can come out, he wants to be like, hey, do you smoke meth? But he's like, I really didn't want to ask because it would just kill everything. It would
ruin the time of his life.
Because if she doesn't smoke meth, to your point, there's no coming back.
No,
now,
you can't.
Now you sound like you smoke meth. You sound like you were excited it was about to be meth. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone pulls out a pipe, even at a party, if someone pulls out a one hitter and you're like, oh, do you smoke meth? You sound like you want the meth. That is what that sounds like if they don't smoke meth.
Ooh, is that meth?
And if you do smoke meth, now once again, you've already called it. He's ruined the time of his life because now meth is about to come out. And so sure enough, meth comes out. Before he can like even fully ask, she was like, this is a big one.
This is a big one.
Because I guess she was trying to do something special for the day.
She also wants to have the time of her life.
Yes.
But she needs a little hit of something to really get there.
I think she needs a touch of help from Mr. Methy Meth. She needs a little bit of help from Nathaniel Amphetamine. Steen. And so she pops out. She goes ahead and pops out Nathaniel, and she's like, "It's a big one."
It's a big one. It's such a.
And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And he was like as she's about to like get it started, he's like, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable. I don't really do that. Like we can go back and eat or anything." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she seemed a little disappointed and like maybe even a little embarrassed. Who knows? Because I imagine, obviously, do you smoke? There's a lot to fill in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so cigarettes. I mean, and so basically they stop in the moment. She's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, sorry that and he's like, "Oh, don't apologize. It's okay." Like he's really trying to save this date.
No,
so he's like,
I would, but I'm full.
No, don't. It's all good. It's all good. It happens. This is perfectly normal. So anyway, he then gets out of the stall because he was always with his back to the door. So then he opens the door and then he said he opened the door, was walking out, thought that she was right behind him, but when he turned around, not only had she let the door close again, there was a puff of smoke coming through the. And he was like, "I've never smoked meth, but I didn't know you could do it that fast. Like I didn't know." He's like, "By the time I turned around, still in the bathroom. By the time I turned around, it was cloudy."
Yeah. And
so then he's walking out, and she's walking out behind me. He's like, "Oh no! Like now this is a meth date because you did it."
A meth date.
Like you hit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then
because that's now a different person coming out.
Exactly. So now they go and sit back down, and I don't know the specifics. I don't know how long it takes meth to meth you. Okay.
To meth with you.
Sure.
that you're gonna roll your eyes at.
Amphetamine was wild. Meth with you felt like, all right, okay, I see what you're trying to turn me into. And so
you said Nathaniel first, so I don't want to.
So they sit down.
I don't want to hear it.
And they go ahead and order. And she ordered a little more than they talked about because when you sit down with somebody and you're like, "Oh, what do you think you'll get?" And they're like, "Oh, I might get this and this or whatever." Like she went ahead and ordered like a couple things. And he's like, I don't even know if it was stream of consciousness or if she was actually ordering. Like, I don't know if she was just saying names of foods they had or if she was actually ordering. But either way, the server wrote down like 5 things,
Yeah.
And so they're talking, and even as they're talking, she's like clearly different. Just eyes are a little wider. And he was like trying to keep the date like normal because he really seemed to like her, I guess, or wanted to hold on to whatever infatuation he built up around her, and just was trying to talk. And the whole time she's nodding, eyes wide, like nodding hard at everything he's saying, and has grabbed a napkin and started cleaning the edge of the table. like off to the side. So she just whacks it on and whacks it off.
And while he's telling a story, she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying 1,000 yeahs.
Oh man. And then the food comes. So they're just, I guess she's just like that.
And
for
she
a little while.
screams.
The food comes and she actually says, "Is this ours?" Right? She's like, "Is this?
Oh, it's so funny.
Is this ours?"
Is this?
And he's like, "Yeah, it's what we ordered." And she's like, "I ordered all this?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah." And the server's still standing there. And he's like, "Yeah." She was like, "I don't think I'd do that."
Oh.
And then him and the server just sort of look at each other. And look at her. And they're both kind of like, yeah, but you did though.
You did.
Like you said nachos, chili cheeseburger. Like you were just saying all the words. Maybe you didn't mean them. Mm-hmm. Maybe you literally only meant the first thing you said, and
Just
you kept
reading out
talking
loud.
at the same volume.
Yeah.
And so we all thought that's what you ordered. Once again, two things can be true at the same time. But yeah, this is all yours. And she was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll try."
I guess I'll try.
And then like didn't really like obviously didn't eat everything that she ordered, but was like picking at everything perfectly. Was just like a bite of this, drop a bite of this, and then still like nodding at everything at him. As
I like to imagine she's actually picking at it like a bird. I don't know why. That's just just hitting her face on everything a little bit.
And so then they're basically just sitting there. He's finished his food. She still has half the table to eat. And a very, very clean corner of the table.
Rubbing the varnish off on that one.
And so he's like, "Oh, so do you think you're done? Like, should I get the check and everything?" And she was like, yeah, I think I'm done. Right? Just lots of yes, just like you said. Right?
Yeah. How much copper do you think is in this place?
But my favorite detail, my favorite part is that at the end he's like, "Oh, okay, so," and he's given up now. Like he really does know that this is over. There's no salvaging this,
Oh, what? He didn't want a second date with the lady who did the meth in the Chili's bathroom?
That tried to do it in the bathroom with him, and then when he declined was like,
What?
"I'm not going to waste it."
Yeah. I can't believe he's not going to give her another chance, and he's pulling the ripcord on this.
And so at the end, he's like, "So you want me to give you a ride home or anything?" She looked up dead in his face, was like, No, I think I'll run."
I was just going to say, it'd be great if she said no and then turned around and sprinted down the road. But literally, no, I'm going to run.
And so they walked
Wow.
out together. He went to his truck, and then she was like, "Okay, this was fun. Bye." And then just like took off. And he was like, I was really worried because she wasn't running back in the direction that I picked her up.
Oh.
Yeah, she was just going for a run, I think.
She had to run by the meth store. Get some more.
She had to run back to her dealer and be like, "Can you believe it? Can you believe that he would say that he smoked and then he wouldn't smoke with me? And then when I smoked, he got all weird and then he tried to make me eat a bunch of food. And so I just left." Like, I could easily see that being her version of the story.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Now, what would you do? And let's put yourself in his shoes. It doesn't have to necessarily be Chili's, but like you are having the time of your life. This date is going so well. You are just like, wow, she's amazing. You're smitten.
Yeah.
And then she busts out some meth. What does a Josh Johnson do in this scenario?
So I'm very worried that I wouldn't recognize it immediately. I think I'm worried because he smokes enough that he just knew that the differences in pipes and the difference, you know what I mean?
But you'd know once a rock comes into play that you...
I think I'd have a hard time, and I know this shouldn't matter, but I do think I'd have a hard time distinguishing the meth from crack. All right.
But does that matter?
it does kind of matter. It does change the game a little bit for me.
So if it was crack, you'd stay on the date.
I'm not saying I'd stay, but I think I'd be less concerned because I feel like
Really?
I feel like crack and meth are on very different levels.
I mean, they are in ways, but I think they're both on the leave this date level.
Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't leave.
Okay.
I'm just saying I would be less concerned.
Okay, so let's explore both options then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, a rock comes into play. She looks at you and goes, "This is meth." Now, what is your reaction?
I think I pop that lock on the stall. I walk out, and I think I announce to the kitchen floor, someone is smoking meth in the bathroom.
Oh, you'd narc on her.
And then I walk out. Just because narking on her will slow her down long enough for me to get out.
Oh, because yeah, she's probably gonna come after you.
She gonna be fast. She gonna be strong.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
really ending the date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now instead, the rock comes into play, and she goes, "Would you also like some crack?" Now, how do you handle this?
I pop the lock on the stall.
Okay.
I back out of the bathroom, and then I walk up to my server and say, "Can you please cancel my order?
Okay.
I'm terribly ill." And then I leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no narking on the crack.
I don't know if you need to.
Elaborate.
I just feel like I feel like crack gives people endurance, whereas meth gives people strength.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm more scared when someone. So here's the thing: in Louisiana and in Chicago, I've been like pressed by a clear crackhead before.
Oh, for sure.
And the way that you get pressed by a crackhead is just like, all right, if this person can beat me at all, it's gonna be because they outlast me, right?
Okay.
So I'm all I need to do now is make sure that all of my hooks are tight, all of my guard is up, you know, that I have my footwork at play, I'm able to get away from them, right? With meth, because methamphetamine is actually so broad, right?
True.
I don't know what exactly they're on. Is there a little angel dust in there? Can they feel their fingernails, or do they just not have any recollection of having like ligaments, so they're going to be able to lift a car? Like there's a level
Right.
of like fight that if somebody that wants to get at you and they're on meth has, you're not getting away. They're getting to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Meth makes you go a little Super Saiyan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's my thing now that I honestly have, where I'm like, all right, this thing is a clear and present danger if they turn on me. This other thing is only a danger if they really know what they're doing, but they're probably going to be sloppy about it. So I'm not in that much trouble.
So now, have you had to fight someone in Chicago who was on crack?
I just had to push them away, but I didn't have to. We weren't fighting, but I was. So this was back when I worked at the grocery store that shall not be named, not the good one, right?
Yeah, shall not be named unless you go back enough episodes and hear us name it a lot. But for some reason now we don't name it. Now it's Voldemort for some reason. But
I was walking home from the California street location. And so I don't know if you remember where I lived, but in Rogers Park, I basically needed 2 buses to get home. Now, I'm still fairly new to Chicago when this happened, so I'm relying on my phone a lot to pick the right bus and know the route and all that stuff, because luckily Chicago's on a grid, right? But my phone dies maybe 10 minutes into the walk home, because it's either going to be a 34-minute walk home or 2 buses. And since I knew my phone was about to die, I was like, the other bus takes me slightly out of the way, so let me just try to walk home as straight as I can, so that way when my phone dies, I can just already be on the right path a couple streets off and everything.
Right.
And because also the buses from that location weren't reliable, so I was like, my phone may very well die waiting for the bus, and I would just, I don't know, I'd hate it. So let me just walk home now, right? Get a head start. And so I started walking, and you know how I think it's called like Little India, but there's that area of maybe it's still Rogers Park, but it's on the way of that California street where
unlike Devon there,
Yeah,
that whole area.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Little India, that
so
that West Ridge area.
and so we can imagine like that Devon area. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's really nice.
It's great
because
it's rough to drive through.
It's rough to drive through, and because it's so neighborhoody, a lot of it will close by like 10. So
A lot of the stuff closes, and everyone is just there's crosswalks are a mere suggestion.
Yeah, and so imagine walking/running through it at 11, where everything is closed. So anyone out at night at this moment is out to do other business.
Yes,
It's the most polite way I can put it, but it's like none of the storefronts are open.
Yeah,
And so
if you're out, you're not shopping on the legal markets.
Yeah.
we'll say.
Yeah. And so I'm running through it, and I start running because my phone is at truly 1%. And I don't know why Apple does this, but it really does keep the phone on 1% for 10% of the time. So let's say you're at 10%, it'll go 10, 9, 8, 7 in like 3 minutes, but it'll be on 1% for like 20 minutes.
The next day.
Yeah. And so,
Well, yeah, 'cause that's like cars do that too, where it's like you'll hit E, but really it's just to let you know you're empty, but then you've got like 10 more miles on a lot of cars.
yeah.
But then it just gives you that moment of being like, you're just waiting now.
And so I started running because I was like, I don't want to be out here with a dead phone, and I'm still new to the city, and like,
Right.
I don't really know where I am and everything. And so then,
Don't worry, eventually he would never figure out where he was anyway.
I'm at a crosswalk, trying to make there's a fork in the road. It's actually as you start to get near your place, really, where maybe west of you, there's a fork in the road that is like, it's pretty, I would say it's like not that substantial, but what ends up happening is like, depending on which one you pick will depend on if you're a mile off or not eventually.
Oh, like when you get to like the corner of like Devon and Clark and stuff. 'Cause there's
exactly.
where like Ashland branches off from Clark, and like that goes at an angle. People love our very specific Chicago references, so that corner.
Yeah, that corner. I'm at a crossroads at that corner.
Used to be by the Deluxe Diner.
Because now my phone is dead, and I'm almost home, and I don't know it fully, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy tries to approach me. And this is actually a horrible corner for me. Every time I've been on this corner, something bad has happened. I could do a whole episode about this corner. It's like, remember I told you about that guy that tried to, I'll tell you in another episode, but there was a guy that tried to get me to drink his water bottle.
No.
He was adamant. It was at that same corner. And he's like, no, drink it. And I was just like, bro, this is the worst way. You're like trying to roofie a person with the most energy I've ever seen right now. Like, it's water.
You got to be sneakier, bro.
Dude, and he kept, I was scared he was going to try to splash me with it. He kept putting it to my mouth.
Oh my God.
And trying to grab me and make me drink it. And I was like, dude, get away from me. And this guy was just, he was not having it. He was like, drink this. I was like, jeez. And so anyway, for this purpose, there was a crackhead. And
for this purpose.
Yeah, because I don't want to mix people up too much. I was referencing a story I'll tell more about later, but I'm still on the crackhead story. And basically, this crackhead was like noticing, just sniffed me out like a truffle pig, just knew I was lost. He really did. He was like, fear? Ooh. Well, I could handle a little fear.
Yeah, fear goes down easy. Let's do it.
Yeah. And so then I'm like kind of panicking because I recognize some of the streets a little bit, but I know if I take the wrong turn, it's going to take me another 20 minutes to get home or whatever. Because there's not only is my phone dead, so I can't order an Uber, but I don't have Uber money back then, you know?
Right. And Uber was still pretty new at that point too.
Yeah, it was still pretty fresh.
So you're like brand new to Chicago then?
I think I had only had this job for 2 weeks. So yeah,
wow, okay.
I was like very, very new.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And I think I had also never, as dumb as it may sound, make fun of me if you want, I don't think I'd ever come home from this angle. So I truly didn't have any sights to recognize. Like,
I know you mean, but calling it angle.
like if you always take a left when you leave your house, and then
Right.
and you know exactly how to get home from everywhere left of your house, and
sure.
then
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day you just end up on the right,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah,
I've never
I get
even
that.
seen this street before. And I know I'm so close to home, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so this crackhead sees me, and he's just like, okay. This crackhead saw me, and it really came at me like you would come at a stray dog. He was like, hey, buddy.
And his hand out for you to sniff. Little
He was
guy,
like, hey,
you lost?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Like, he really...
Oh, hey, buddy, from the shadows is never good.
And he's coming at me like I'm literally a puppy that's gonna run away if he gets too close. Because even his steps are a little too delicate. Like,
Oh, that's some real like Pennywise energy.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Hey, bud, we all float down here.
And he's also as a crackhead, he doesn't look good. So it's that much scarier. It's
Right.
like it would be scary if any person at night was like, hey, buddy, you lost? Are you lost? It's like that's already unsettling. But just imagine they had a
And
little.
for the audience who can't, I'm looking into your eyes in this Zoom call. That was very unsettling. The calmer version you did was much worse.
And like I can't even. Okay, I'm trying to describe how he looked in a way that sounds rational, but he just did not. It's gonna make me sound crazy to describe how he looked because he truly didn't. He looked like he had half blown up because half of his hair was sticking up and to a side, and that same side of body, right? So his whole right side had kind of a suit on. And the rest was just shirt.
Okay.
Does this make sense what I'm saying? It like he almost looked like Two-Face from Batman, except Two-Face is wearing a different colored suit on either side. This
Okay,
dude
gotcha.
had like a suit in tatters that was hanging off of his right side. His
Okay.
left side was just the shirt.
Gotcha.
So his left side was way more messed up than his right side.
Okay.
But his
Gotcha.
right side from the neck up looked like the side that the bomb went off on. Because it's like his hair
Okay.
was over here, like Einstein-ish on the right
Gotcha.
side. And the left side of hair was like pretty normal. And then
Okay.
the right side had like a suit and the left side just had shirt.
Remember how when we were kids they had action figures that was like Battle Ravage Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was like had holes in the outfit. So this Battle Ravage crack.
Yes, it is because it looked like the best way I can describe it truly is that it looked like he had freshly been hit by a car.
Oh God.
like he was clearly not okay. And so he starts like inching towards me. He's like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, are you lost? How you doing?"
Did he say, "Are you lost"?
He said, "Are you lost?" Because he saw me.
Oh, God.
He saw me run to that corner, but then look around.
Oh God.
Because I was just trying to get as far as I could on foot while my phone was still alive, but then it died. You know.
And he's like, "I'll help you get home if you answer these riddles."
And he was like, I've never, except in New York, had someone try to rob me, but in such a clearly they haven't been robbing long.
Right.
And so he was like, he basically was like, I'll give you directions home if you just like tell me where you live and a little bit of money. Like he worded it as poorly as you can word it for someone trying to rob me. Like his offer
Yeah.
was terrible. He was like, just tell me where you live and give me some money and I'll get you home. It was like that. It was like that. It was horrible. And so then I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. And he's like, "You're not good."
Oh God.
Yeah. Dude, this is really scary. He was like, "You're not good." And I was like, "No, man, I'm all right. Like, I'm gonna get home and everything." And like, I think I even tried to make up some lie about meeting some people or something. And
Right.
it was like truly, this is like really scary because
I'm meeting up with my very strong girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet up with
Leave me alone, sir.
with my real strong girlfriend and her whole rugby team. So you better watch out. Like it was, dude. I was like saying all types of stuff. I don't even know what. I'm probably sound just as crazy as him because I was trying to say stuff to scare him off because he keeps getting closer to me. I forgot to mention that he keeps getting closer with everything he says.
Oh God!
And
are you still just on this corner, or are you?
I'm waiting for the light to change.
Oh, okay.
This is all
Gotcha,
happening
okay.
like actually pretty quickly.
Right.
And so he's getting closer, and he's like, "You're not good. You need help. Let me help you." And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm all right and everything. Like, I'm gonna meet some people and stuff, and like, I'm not even trying to get home. I like specifically in case he followed me. I was like, I'm not even trying to get home, right? Because I didn't know how much energy this dude had, or if he was gonna try to fight me and I'd run and he'd chase me or whatever. And then this dude was like,
Right.
This is where I knew we were gonna have to swing, because like." This dude literally said to me, I'm like, I'm trying to do it without laughing so you can actually see how scary it was. Okay. But it's so scary, it is actually pretty funny. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not even trying to get home. I'm just trying to meet up with my friends. And then he said, like, he must have been a crackhead psychic, because then he was like, no one's coming.
Oh God!
And to say that to me on the street at night, and technically we're in public.
Yeah.
Very technically we're in public.
Yes.
And so to tell me no one's coming, like we're in my own basement.
Yeah.
Is so crazy. And so he got closer to me, and like now I'm backing up because I still have a whole, like I technically could have crossed the street the other direction and then tried to walk and everything, but I was just trying to deal with it as best as I knew how, and it was all happening kind of fast, like while the light was changing. Yeah. And so then he gets a little bit closer to me, and I was like, hey bro, back up, like why do you keep coming towards me and everything? And he was like, I'm trying to help you. I was like, well, I don't need your help. And then he got a little closer, and I was like, dude, back off. And then he pushed me, and like,
oh shit,
he didn't push me into traffic, but I definitely could have fell in traffic. Like, luckily there was no traffic, because it's like we're at the street corner, you know. So by pushing me, you're pushing me in the street, you know. Yeah. And then he got a little closer, and then I just pushed him back and like just started yelling. Like it just all came out. I was like, "Oh, fuck off! Get out of my face!" Like all this stuff like that. And he finally like backed up a little bit, and I just crossed the street, and I tried to not look back. Because then that's like looking back is a sign of like, I really hope you don't follow me.
Right, yeah.
And so then I waited till like, I waited for a street and a half to look back, but I can't see that far. So then I was like, I don't think he behind me, but I can't tell.
If only I had glasses.
So when I looked back at that street corner, I couldn't really see him. And so I was like, all right, maybe he like turned the corner and walked his own way or something. But I was like, I was terrified. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's also, you know, that area, because that guy handling it that way, the guy just trying to give you water. Everyone I've encountered that has a weird thing, like in that area, no one was smooth about it.
Yeah. Never.
You know what I mean?
Never.
Never smooth. It was always a convoluted way to try to rob you or proposition you or something, where a lot of times you're like, wait, what? No, okay, no, bye.
Yeah. Like everybody on that corner is
no one
bad
just pulled
at
a gun in that area. No one just had a weapon.
Well, no one also like even for solicitation.
I was just gonna say, I remember a story where I was walking in that area, and this lady was on the street, and she looked like the best way I can describe her is she looks like a small town Midwestern mom. Like she's just wearing like kind of, you know, sensible pants and like a blouse, you know, like, and she's got like a big, you know, handbag. And I walk by and she's like, says something to me, and I was like, oh, I leaned in, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, you looking for a date? And I was like, oh no, I wasn't. I thought you were just a lady that was like lost. And I was like, no, sorry.
Even the solicitation would be like hilariously bad, to the point where you're literally like, are you would you like to buy a bag of sex?
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's
they
the
were that
level
bad in that area.
That's the level that you, because when people were trying to solicit you, you wouldn't even know what they were saying at all.
Yeah.
Not just in volume like in yours, in like the actual description of
Yes.
like there was a guy that approached me one time, and he like some people blink a lot, it's whatever, but it just felt like he was so cagey about it. Like, you know how when you ask someone out and they say no and you're like, I didn't want to go out with you anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's the vibe that he had. So that he approaches me, and then he was like, hey, you want to get out of here or something? You want to like hang out for a little bit? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. And he turned on me. He was like, well, you go to hell, all right? I should pay you to blow me, okay? I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah, my buddy Caleb was a target for a lot of interactions like that, like because he lived right next to Pressure, like he lived in that area, and it's like 3 doors down. We'd go from one to the other, and in that you'd have some drunk guy who's just like, oh hey, but like, are you like, where are you going? And he's like, home. He's like, cool, like, but what if you didn't? And it's like, cool, but I am though.
What if you didn't? What if I killed you?
It's like, yeah, but like, are you guys like gonna go like party somewhere? It's like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here. No.
That also happened to me in New York. There was a guy who was like clearly off on the train, and he just walks up and starts talking to me because I give off that vibe. And so we're not even chatting so much. At first I think I'm having a new conversation with a stranger. And then I realize he's too dialed in, and he's like telling me all this stuff about like some drama that happened at what I can only assume is like halfway house from the way he described it. And then he gets on the train next to me, which I'm like, oh no, like this is rough. And he's like, so where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a comedy show, and blah blah blah. And he was like, well, I would love to come to that comedy show with you. I was like, oh no, but it was a free show, so it was like there's no stopping him. There wasn't even a cover at the door that could have blocked him. And then 3 stops later, the cops got on the train, and they were like, walked up to him and they were like, get off the train. And for a split second, I thought they might have been talking to both of us. So I'm already like, And then he said something. He was like, what'd I do? And the cop pulled out some pepper spray and just held it to his side and was like, get off the train. And so then he goes with them. And apparently, I don't know, I guess they had been looking for him, or I don't know what it was, because he was acting erratic when he walked up to me on the platform.
Right.
So,
okay. So maybe they just called ahead. Or it'd be great if they like held up a note. They're like, we found your calling card.
Yeah.
And he's like, you followed the clues. I remember in that area too, in Chicago. I can't remember if I've told this story on the podcast before, but this one, I still don't know what this guy wanted, what the goal was, or what his plan was. Because it was me and a couple friends. We were leaving a Mexican place. We were leaving with some tacos and stuff. And this guy just appeared out of nowhere. And this is during the day too. This isn't even at night. He just somehow appeared, and he walks up, and this is his exact voice. This is going to sound like I'm doing a cartoonish voice, but he sounded like a Muppet. Because he just walks out and he goes, oh, hey, do you guys have cigarettes? And we said no. And he goes, oh, want one of mine? Just looking down at your phone. Cool. It's fun to tell stories when you just...
No, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
It just seemed,
that one out. It's fine.
It just seemed like Mario.
That's what I'm saying. He sounded like a cartoon.
And that's what I was trying to pull up in time. And then you called me out. Because I didn't have the timing. But I was like, oh, he sounds like Mario.
And this great sight gag is Josh holding up a picture of Mario Lopez. And he held it up to the Zoom camera, so that's not even going to be in the video.
Well, you said you were going to cut it, so I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. You see why I shouldn't do puns?
You shouldn't Google while I'm talking to you.
No, fair enough, but I really thought I had something that was going to get you.
You thought that was going to really bring down the house?
With you, I was like, oh, this is silly. Maybe he'll like it. Couldn't have been more wrong.
Well, should we open up the mailbag for the
Let's do it.
first time in 2023?
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Let me see. I know we got some from some people who were at shows recently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so here is one. This is from Ginger, and it is titled "In Defense of the Coffee Creamer Scandal."
Okay. Scandal. I like scandal.
I like that it's a scandal.
Yeah.
But hi, J-Lo. I want to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of y'all. I had enjoyed Josh's comedy on YouTube years ago, but rediscovered him during the pandemic. And once I did, I dove into a joyful rabbit hole of laughs that was so needed at that time. My best friend and I even went to his Zoom show where Logan opened, and it is definitely something we still talk about. That would have been right before we started this show.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something we still talk about, especially after she moved to New York, where she interned on the Stephen Colbert Show and got to see Josh perform.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Your podcast has brought me much joy and loud laughs over the years on the bus to work, at work, and at night, where I only listen to old episodes as I can't sleep if I'm actively listening. Oh, I can't sleep if I'm actively listening to new stories. The best part is sometimes lines from your show will incorporate themselves into my dreams. So I'll just have a character saying something like, disagreeing with strangers on the internet, what's more American than that? I like that. I like characters in the dream.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry
That's
about your brain,
fire.
King. Just, yeah. Sorry this email is so long. I recently got to take my fiance to Josh's Tacoma show, which you both were amazing in, and we were sad we couldn't snatch up those 2 front row seats. Oh, I think they were at that show.
Yep.
There was one.
Yep.
There was a show where Josh went out and was very pointed about the 2 empty seats up front. And these upper paragraphs are basically what I would have said if I wanted to hold up the meet and greet line. But to the point of the email, I recently had a time at work where 2 coworkers were talking about if a sticky box of French vanilla coffee creamers were still good. I was also curious, so I popped one open and shot it back. It was delicious, sweet, and milky, and I could absolutely see myself nursing a glass of this on the couch with a friend. Put it in my coffee this morning. Not as good. So, Logan, I'm sorry, but Josh is totally right. If I didn't know it was coffee creamer and thought it was just a sweet milk, I would have made the same mistake. He should be acquitted of all charges of cartoonish behavior for the scenario, at least. Anyway, thank you both for the laughs. I rate this podcast 100 out of 50 Squiggle Bops. Squiggle Bops is a new one.
Boom.
Ginger,
Vindicated.
thank you for emailing in. You're very wrong.
Vindicated.
No, a lot. I mean, there are a lot of wrong and sick people out there in the world. And you're not vindicated, especially because she's like, I would take it as a sweet milk. That's not a thing.
Vindicated. Hey, thank you all.
Hey,
thank you, Logan.
Hey,
for being the best co-host in the world, and thank you all for listening to the Josh Johnson Show.
Wow, I really thought there was gonna be a turn there. I prepared for.
Yeah, you really braced yourself, like I hit you or something.
You've never done that before.
Thank you so much for listening. Rather than asking you anything at all, I'm not even going to plug socials or anything. I just want to say thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, just tell one friend. That's all I need. Just one friend. Tell them about crack, tell them about meth, and tell them about this show. Okay. It'll be good preamble for the show. Not saying tell them, like, spread the word, like, do it. I'm just saying, like, hey, do you think crack stories are funny? Well, this episode.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Do I have a show for you?
Yeah.
I do want to plug because as of this release, it'll be this weekend, this coming Sunday. It's our first virtual show of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come hang out with us while we do these, and especially if you've never been to them, they always... they're a fun time. We interact a lot with everyone who's there. We've kind of built a little community around it. So I'm just excited to get those going again. It's been over a month now since we've done one. So we had to do it kind of early in December. So I do want to plug that because it's a very fun time, and I'd love more people to come join us and grow that goofy community.
Yeah.
So there'll be a link in the bottom, in the bio and stuff. January 29th is when that's happening.
Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day into the weekend.
Bye-bye.
Crack, crack.
Don't meth with me.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Philadelphia, please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
When I was growing up, I had a friend who was like a latchkey kid, and he would get off the bus, and he had 2 hours to himself before his parents came home. So he'd get off the bus, he'd open the door in the house, he had full reign of the house. And we're still little, but he's like old enough to, go ahead and make himself a grilled cheese if he wants something, anything, just till his parents get home. And one day he comes home, and his parents had to get together the night before, and he sees laid out just a little bit left of some wine. And he's like, oh, wow, I know that this is grown-up juice, but I want to try it because I'm not supposed to have it, because I know I'm not supposed to have it, right? And so picks it up, and he's weighing the options in his head. He's like, I could try it, but what if I get caught? I'd be in so much trouble. Oh, but I really want it. Maybe nobody will know. And he's going over and over it in his head to the point where he decides, I'm going to just have a little sip. And he's bringing it to his lips, and then he ends up slipping it out of his hand, drops it, stains the carpet, right? So now he's freaking out because it's like, oh no, they'll know there wasn't a stain there when they left. This is all on me. And he did what a lot of kids would do in that scenario. He made it worse. He was like, the only thing, and I can understand he's a kid, but this is a mistake that I don't think I would have made. The best thing for him to do in that moment, he thought, was to make a bigger mess. And then that way, the stain won't be so bad. So he grabbed a rock and he threw it through the window. Which was a huge mistake because he went outside to get the rock and then threw it from inside outside. He realized what he had done as soon as he did it, so then he had to go back outside, grab the rock, carefully pick up all the glass, bring it back inside, lay out the glass next to the rock, next to the stain, And then his parents get home, and when they come home, immediately they're like, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? And, he's had an hour 20 to think up a story, So he's over here like, it was crazy. They're like, what happened? You got the rock going through the windows, all this glass on the floor, and the stain. He's like, well, the stain's probably not as big of a deal as the broken window when you really think about it, right? And they're like, what happened? And he says, well, the rock came through the window, and it must have hit the glass that had the wine in it, the wine that really shouldn't have been left out. That's an adult beverage. I'm a minor. And then it must have hit the perfect angle to hit that glass and this glass and then knock over and then make a stain on our beautiful 3-bedroom carpet. And his parents were like, but did you see it happen? Like, how did this happen? Did somebody throw this? And he's like, uh-oh, because he didn't think that far. And so he was like, yeah, the man threw it. And they were like, what man? And now he's in deep because he's like, yeah, what man? What am I doing? And so he's like, yeah, there was a man that, threw the rock through the window and everything. And you saw him? Yeah, I saw him. He threw it and he ran and everything. And he thought maybe that would be the end of it. But from his parents' perspective, there was someone who threw a rock into the window, maybe to get inside while their son was home. So they had more and more questions, and he didn't know what to do. He was freaking out, Next thing he knows, the police have been called, and the police come over, and they're like, what did the man look like? And they over here taking notes and stuff, and he's like, he doesn't know what to say next because he didn't think this far. And that's how I feel like Trump must feel about Epstein, because it goes so deep. It's like he didn't think this far in the lies. Like he just didn't account for it. He thought he could make it quiet, you know? It's not going to be pitched as a direct and absolutely direct order from Trump, what the DOJ did, but the DOJ came out after interviews saying, oh, there's so much information, we're just trying to figure out how to put it out there in a way that's clear. Oh, there's so many files, there's a list of names, there's logs, there's a client list. After saying all this stuff in the media, the DOJ comes out and says, actually, the investigation is closed. We're not going to be prosecuting anybody else, and I think we got to the bottom of it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's not going to stand at all. That's not going to stand with anybody, because you got to remember who Trump garnered with this belief that he released the Epstein files. He's got MAGA, sure, but he also has Q. Nobody talks about Q anymore, but they're still around. And they believe deeply that Donald Trump is going to be the one to unleash all of the truth. All the evidence will come out. When Trump is president, he'll turn over everything on the powerful cabal that has been victimizing people across the world. And then he's like, hey, yeah, they're no. And I think he thought that he could really bury it, that he could truly bury it. But he's wrong. He's wrong because there are a lot of things that he didn't account for. There are people that Trump controls. There are people who he orders around, and there are people who blindly follow him, sure. But he didn't count on things like Jeffrey Epstein talking before he died to a biographer for like 100 hours. Like just a ridiculous amount of time. I have friends I don't think I've spoken to for 100 hours. 100 hours, you probably say a lot of nothing, and you probably say some pretty interesting stuff. Those 100 hours of conversation is how we know that Trump and Epstein were tight for years. Well, even Epstein said he knows some of the inner workings of the White House because him and Trump would just chop it up. I mean, that's heavy. That's a lot to try to sidestep. And Trump's been making mistakes this whole time. Even when Epstein died, right? Epstein dies. He was in jail and he passed. Who can say how? And, Ghislaine Maxwell gets, charged, has a whole trial, gets convicted, sentenced to 20 years in prison. And apparently what we're hearing now is that at the time, Trump floated pardoning her. And the people that heard that almost couldn't believe it. Why would he pardon her? That's crazy. And it's like, actually, it's not that crazy when you see the picture of all them hanging out, like, in the 90s, and they met in the 80s, and they used to fly around together. Like, that's his buddy. And he even said himself, these are his words out of his mouth, when asked about Ghislaine Maxwell during the trial, he said, I wish her well. Somebody that's on trial for trafficking. Somebody with ties to you. I wish her well. And then people were like, why would you wish her well? And then they brought it up again, and Trump was like, I wish lots of people well. And we were like, no, you don't. I've been watching you the whole time. I don't think you wish anybody well that I've seen. All you come up with is nicknames. Man floated pardoning her. That's crazy. And then the DOJ comes out, hey, yeah, this is done. Nothing else to see here. And people were having a hard time wrapping their heads around that. People who usually stump for Trump hard. No matter what he says, they manage to twist it in a way that maybe could make sense to you, and they'll say that that's what he means. One of the reasons that Trump can do everything that he does and it comes off a different way to everybody is because so many people think that they're the Trump whisperer. Trump will say something out of nowhere, and then there'll be people like, well, what he actually meant was something more reasonable that I'm going to say right now. And I'll be like, that's interesting, because he didn't say any of those words in that order when he was speaking. And I think he had a teleprompter, so I don't see how that's possible. And so everybody thinks that they can be the Trump whisperer, and it's just not working this time. You see people trying to come up with why Trump, why the FBI, why the Attorney General would all of a sudden, what feels like out of nowhere, try to shut this whole thing down, right? Alex Jones, of all people, saw what the DOJ did, and he made a video crying. I think it's very important. When, when a man shows emotion, not to just ridicule him for it because it's easy. But Alex Jones cries weird. Alex Jones cry weirder than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I don't wish anything good for Alex Jones, but to see him cry felt like something happened to me too. Like it's, Alex Jones is up here like, folks. Like his eyelids were doing sit-ups, crying. I'm sick to my stomach and I just can't believe this thing is happening. Wipe your face, dog. Like, and even Alex Jones trying to come up with something. He's like maybe the deep state got to him, and the deep state is like in his body, and that's why he's doing this stuff right now. And then he'll be back to normal after he has one of my protein shakes. You can go to my website and buy frog protein for $19.99. No, it was crazy. Because Alex Jones, you gotta remember, this dude is a proper conspiracy theorist. Old school. There's something deeper behind everything at all times. And I'm not talking about like chemtrails. I'm not talking about like government operations. There's something deeper behind everything that happens all the time. Hillary Clinton went on The Tonight Show. Pretty sure this was on The Tonight Show. And she was trying to open a jar of pickles, right? I don't remember what the bit was, but that's what was happening. And Alex Jones pulled it up, and right after she opened the jar, he was like, you see? Do you see what happened right there? Hillary Clinton didn't open that jar. Now in the video, she has opened the jar. Hillary Clinton didn't open that jar. That jar was pre-opened. All right, you can tell because there was no pop. There's supposed to be a pop. There was no. I brought the same jar. I'm gonna open for him right now. And this man spends a while trying to open the jar. He spends an uncomfortable amount of time trying to open the jar. I think at one point he even had a rag too. You know, like those kitchen tricks you use. He over here. You know, sometimes you like tap the top of it. You like. And he's like, I can't even open it right now, folks. That's how you know this thing right here, she didn't open that jar. So imagine Alex Jones on Epstein. You know? I just think about the way that MAGA has been reacting. Because it is a full-on revolt. Truly. It's a thing that they cannot fathom is happening. Whether it's Q, whether it's MAGA, or whether it's just people who have been following the Epstein case from the beginning. Because you got to remember what Epstein stands for. He is the ultimate boogeyman. He is the ultimate beacon for people that believe that all the elites are in on something together. And it's easy to make him that because he had an island, billionaires were flying around, people went to him for tax advice and for law advice. He was this financier, even though I don't think he had a law degree and he wasn't a CPA. So it's like, what are you doing with people's taxes that you helping? And so this dude, he represents a lot. He stands for a lot in conspiracy theory world and in just the regular world. This is someone who has ties to billionaires, to royalty, who come to him for horrific acts. And now you're telling us, there's nothing else to see here. There's nothing else to see between, me and him especially. There's nothing. Don't look. Stop. And so then Trump, for his part, is watching this whole thing go down, and he's watching people argue about it in front of him, people who are, in his administration and on his side, argue about the best way to handle it, going back and forth. Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, all names that sound like they're about to be called down on The Price is Right. Like, all three of them are constantly going at it because then, Bongino is upset with Pam because he thinks that Pam overpromised and underdelivered and everything. Why would you even say that this stuff was coming unless you had a plan? You were just talking in front of the camera. And then Pam is going back at him, and Trump's watching this whole thing. And then in a press conference, they even asked him, they actually asked Pam Bondi a question about the tapes and the DOJ's memo and everything. And Pam Bondi was ready to answer. She was about to speak, and Trump interrupted her and was like, hey, look, are we still talking about this guy? What? Like why? Like years? Like why? Like everybody's talking about this dude. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm sick of this for you, Pam. You don't even feel like answering, do you? And Pam didn't catch. She wasn't quick enough. She was like, no, I don't mind answering. And I know Trump had to be sick when that happened. It's like, no, go ahead and answer then. And, Pam Bondi talked about how they had released a lot of stuff, because there's a difference between releasing evidence around a case or releasing vital information or declassifying things and then releasing stuff, right? So they released a bunch of stuff to look like they were releasing something. Like, they released the videotape of the night that Epstein got up out of here. And the problem with the tape is that it's always been talked about as if there was a tape of his cell that would prove definitively that, like, nothing untoward happened, right? But the tape isn't of, like, Jeffrey Epstein's cell with him sitting there and everything. It's of, like, a hallway. And you're giving a tape to conspiracy theorists. They're gonna do some extra looking. There's like 10 hours of tape. But there is 61 seconds missing. I don't know how long it takes to kill somebody. But if there's 61 seconds missing, I'm assuming that takes 50 seconds and gives you 11 seconds to get down the hall. And I'm not even saying that's what happened, by the way. I'm just saying 61 seconds, that's weird. And they asked Pam Bondi about it. And Pam Bondi is like, look, it's a very old system from the 90s where the tape resets at midnight. So it takes a second to, like, reset, and that's why 61 seconds are missing. And I had a lot of questions. I had a ton of questions. One, my first question didn't even concern Epstein. My first question was, why are you telling everybody that? Because that is very valuable information if you're a prisoner in that. Because you know what they play in prison, the news. You probably sit there at Gen Pop like, wait, it what? Every day? I gotta go take care of something. So she says, look, this is the way that system works. So we're actually gonna be supplying more video footage to show that there's a minute missing every night. And I was like, why would you say that? The people in prison can hear you. But also, that's a pretty bad system. It was supposed to be watching somebody, and it takes a minute to blink. That's pretty wild. That it's just gonna be missing every day, and you're telling us that like it's not an issue at all. It felt crazy to me. And then they release the video, and then people go digging, they go looking. And one of the things they find is that the video has been doctored. Somebody at some point ran the video through Adobe Premiere and did something. And I'm not saying, look. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Adobe Premiere, all right? All I'm saying is I would have thought the government, with all their resources, you know what I mean? Like the government would have like a special program. That just feel pretty cheap to make an Adobe Cloud account that you run this Epstein tape through. Like nobody's gonna know, so then people are wondering about the missing minute. They're wondering about how this video has been tampered with. And then even people who watch the full 10 hours of the video, because you gotta remember, some of these people are dedicated. They're like, there's actually a guard that leaves one way and never comes back, which proves that there's two ways to enter that hallway. And I was like, oh man, he's so screwed. Trump, he's very good at creating a distraction, and he tries. He did his best. He said that he was gonna revoke Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. On any other day in American history, that would be a headline. Any other day, that'd be wild. And look, Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump have what I think is now like a 20-year feud going on, which is absolutely insane. The President of the United States has the ultimate and deepest beef. His arch nemesis is the actress from Harriet the Spy. That is mind-boggling. The leader of the free world is ready to have it out at any given moment with the voice actress from the main gorilla in the Disney movie Tarzan. The man with his fingers on the button for the nukes has a deep hatred in his heart, decades long, for Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award winner Rosie O'Donnell. This is an unacceptable timeline. That is crazy. I don't even know what Rosie O'Donnell did that day. Like, I don't know what even brought it up. But he says, you know, I'm thinking about revoking Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. If Ireland wants to keep her, they could have her. And any other day, this would be the story. He knows that. Who knows? Look, I'm of two minds about this thing because it is clearly a distraction, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I'm of two minds about this thing because, one, obviously, there's a world where he's just like saying stuff to say stuff to like swiftly like move the news cycle in another direction, and he may not do anything. But the fact, as a sitting president, that he would even muster up the corner of his thumbs to put that into a phone to go out to the world is so deeply insane. Because this thing that he's doing now is not just a step too far, it's the entire field too far. Rosie O'Donnell is an American citizen, a citizen. And so if he can do that, then truly, 100% without a doubt now, nobody is safe. What started this whole like immigration, fear-mongering, you gotta remember, because you have to understand, as a platform, people have been running on it as long as there have been, you know, green cards and immigration programs. Oh, is it a little too much? Oh, we don't like what it's doing to the landscape of our neighborhood and everything. And people have won votes on it. That's nothing new. But what's turned is the way that people are openly nasty and disgusting about it. There's always been racism in it. It's mainly what it is, you know? Because if you really cared about people coming over the right way, the legal way, then you would make the right way and the legal way clear, and you wouldn't kidnap people at their green card interviews, and you wouldn't have like mass people picking people up after baseball practice, okay? If that's what you cared about. And you also, you know, you've structured this thing to make these people seem like monsters. That's been the plan this entire time, because if somebody is a monster, it is part of the human condition and a flaw that we have. As long as we see somebody as a monster, whether they are or not, we don't really care what happens to them. You know? It's why they can make conditions in prison so bad. Because the assumption is, well, everybody that's there deserves to be there, so screw them, right? If they don't have a clean water, or if they can't shower, or if their food's contaminated, good. because they did something bad to earn that place, right? And it helps you strip the basic humanity of looking at another person, whether they've made a mistake or not, or looking at another person, whether from a different country or not. And if you get really good at stripping that humanity away, you can do whatever you want, and then you start to be able to do whatever you want to anybody that you want. And that's what's been creeping up this entire time. What started as like, guys, they're eating the dogs. Remember, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Nobody's pets are safe. It was getting so dumb. It was past like, these are criminals and they're killing us and they're coming over here to do terrible things. And then it started to morph a little bit more. Okay, look, I know that they're going through the proper channels and everything, but they have a misdemeanor in another country. Do we really want somebody like that to become a citizen? Maybe we should deport them now. No, I understand that they have their green card, but they also, I don't know, they have this weird past I don't like, or they wrote an op-ed I didn't like, or they said a thing that I didn't like. So do we really want someone like that in our country? I know that they are a fully naturalized citizen, but the way that they became a citizen is a little bit under suspect, because I said so just now. So maybe we'll deport them. And now we're all the way to the point that American citizens that I do not like can be gone. And so you see, when you let somebody's humanity get stripped away over and over and over again, and it's in the back of your head, and you even go with the lie, they probably did something, or maybe they shouldn't have done that thing, or maybe they have a good reason. When you do that enough and it finally comes for you, don't be surprised. Because the thing with the Rosie O'Donnell, it's like there's a part of it that I think is nothing. I'm not saying that thing is absolutely going to happen. I'm just also saying that the fact that he even fixed his fingers to put it out is a problem. And normally, on any other day, it would have been such a problem that it's what everyone on the news would have been talking about. But this was a different day. This was a day where Dan Bongino is so upset he doesn't even report into work. He's tired of arguing with Pam Bondi. He might resign. Other people are talking about resigning. This Epstein thing isn't going away. And so then Donald Trump did what he does best, what he does in a crisis, and what he does when it counts. He made it worse. Like a kid throwing a rock through his own window. He makes it so much worse. And now Trump is dealing with that fallout. There are people calling for Pam Bondi to resign. There are people that are asking Trump extra questions. And then Trump crashes out spectacularly while y'all were probably parking. And so I'm gonna do this real quick. I don't like to use my phone or bring my phone out often, but I have to read you what Trump posted. And admittedly, look, I'm gonna read every word that he posted, all right? But I will be doing it the way that I read it in my head. This is insane. What's going on, my boys? Boys in quotations. Oh no, what's going on with my boys? Boys in quotations. And in some cases, gals? Also in quotations. Are you asking us a question about what's going on with them, or are you confused about the gals specifically? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job, all caps. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect, all caps, administration. The talk of the world, all caps, and selfish people, in quotes, are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies. What? I'm not saying that Trump killed Epstein. I'm not saying that at all. I'm like specifically not saying that. I need you to understand that I am explicitly not saying that Trump killed Epstein. I'm just saying that if I was like driving in my car and I hit somebody and I somehow got away with it, but I saw them every time I closed my eyes, I'd be like, this guy never dies. All over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. This is a man who hasn't slept. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama? You know what's so good about files written by Obama is that Trump was sitting there knowing he know Epstein. Trump knows Epstein so well. They were friends. Trump lived so close to Epstein in Florida that Epstein had to knock on his door and let him know he was on the sex offender registry. Like, that's how close they lived together. He knocked on the door and was like, hi, the court has ordered me to notify you that I'm in the area. I have been convicted of a few crimes, and I left my suit jacket over here last night, so... That's crazy. By Obama, and it's a list. It's a list. It's, why are we giving publicity to files? You know what it also is? This man was sitting here knowing that he knows Epstein. He's sitting here knowing that this looks very bad. And he did the DOJ thing, even though it's not directly tied to him, even though the president isn't allowed to interfere. He clearly did the DOJ thing where he told them to shut it down. And now people are rebelling against him. And he's sitting there like, how can I make it DEI? Obama. Thanks, Obama. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration? So I guess they were all in a room in this scenario, and they wrote the files together in tandem. Like, Obama just knew that everyone in the Biden administration would be in the Biden administration one day, so he gathered them all together. But this is also before Epstein ever died or anything, so Obama time traveled to like right after to know it would hurt Trump, so then he came back in regular time and he sat down Hillary Clinton, Comey, Brennan, and the loser. He had to get all the losers and criminals of the Biden administration in one room so they could write. Also, wrote the files? Isn't it a bunch of documents? And the losers and criminals of the Biden administration. I do like that he said there are criminals in the Biden administration, but there are some people who aren't criminals. They're just losers. But I want to make sure I address them too. You're not safe. You're not safe just because you're not a criminal if you're a loser as well, all right? In fact, you're a loser because you're not a criminal, all right? I have 34 felony convictions, and I'm the president, okay? You out here not even a criminal. You can't even criminal good. Loser. And the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with Russia, Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, intelligence is in quotes, the laptop from hell. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I really don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like Hunter Biden's laptop or a laptop with Hillary's emails on it, or if he just had a bad experience with an HP laptop. But like... That is also in all caps. The laptop from hell. And more, question mark. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake, all caps, Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends, this man hurt. This man hurt. Because my so-called friends, as a world leader, my so-called friends is the most Regina George Mean Girls line I've ever heard in my entire life. My so-called friends is wild. Foreign diplomats, world leaders had a dinner that Trump was at, and they made fun. This is his first term. They made fun of him at the dinner. He could probably hear him in the background. They were laughing. It was like Boris Johnson and Justin Trudeau and other people, and they were over here doing him. They were over here, like just making fun of him hard, cracking up, talking about how he doesn't know how to spell, everything. They were getting him good. They were roasting him. And then this man comes back to the U.S. and I'm pretty sure it was Fox News that played the tape that somebody got of them making fun of him, not with a bunch of audio, and his head was down a little bit. You could tell his feelings were hurt, for real. And he was looking down and everything. And he just said, yeah, I didn't know that, like, they were, like fake like that or anything. Even in that moment, he didn't say my so-called friends. My so-called friends is insane. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? And this is good. This is clever. He's doing what he does. this is the Republican talking point that's going to go around. Look for it over and over and over again. Well, why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could hurt Trump, that could derail MAGA, why didn't he release it? All right, that's the most I know you are, but what am I logic I've ever heard in my life? Because you're the president now, so you could release them. I know that Biden didn't release them, but you could release them. You could. You could release them if you wanted. You could, like you could. You could, like I dare you. I was just saying, like I dare you. I bet you won't. I bet you're too scared. I bet you won't. But you could. I know Biden did it, but you're the president now, and I thought you were a better president, so you could. You could do anything that Biden didn't do. You said that. You were like, there's a bunch of things Biden can't do that I can do that only I can do, and one of those things is release the Epstein files. Like, dude, I bet you won't do it, though, because you're scared. No, it's just funny, man. He's going through it. Why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or the MLK Jr. files, which is a terrible idea to bring up different conspiracy-laden things while you talk about there not being a conspiracy. That's crazy. That's a terrible move. This man is derailing. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. This man is spiraling. It's never enough for some people is not what a president says. It's never enough for some people is not how you speak as a president. That's how you speak as a dad who just finished a 16-hour shift and somebody tells you to take out the trash. It's never enough for you people. Every day. I've been awake for 24 hours. It's my birthday. Yeah, thanks for the time. It's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years. And that's true. That's true. We're all going to die. And we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, all caps, which will continue to be our complete priority, all caps. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job, all caps. She's great, all caps. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she's looking into as AG, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead, all caps. Now it's the hottest, all caps, country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. There's a thing I read about a long time ago. There was this leader named Father Yod, and Father Yod was the head of the Source family. The Source family was this collection of people. Some people called them a cult and everything, but they mostly kept to themselves. Like, they ran like a vegan restaurant, I think, and they just minded their own business. But one of the most interesting things about Father Yod was Father Yod told them early on, before it was ever even really a cult, before there were even a lot of members, I'm God, and don't go to a hospital. That was his thing. And that happens in a lot of cults, by the way. Don't go to the hospital because hospitals are full of experts who can provide answers that I can't. So if I can cut you off from other experts, if I can cut you off from people reasoning in a way that is just direct with logic, I've already started to bring you into the fold in a way that you'll never leave. And so Father Yod would tell them, don't go to a hospital, right? And so they didn't. Members of the Source family would not go to a hospital. And they did what I would say was generally well for a cult as far as length. A lot of cults fall apart in those first few years. You know what I mean? First year, everything sort of starts out good. Everybody's just having a good time, making friends, living in a commune and everything. And then year two, somebody try to get you to drink something or do something else. Just people start coming for your mouth. You know what I mean? And all sorts of ways that get uncomfortable, and that's usually when the cult falls apart, because there are people that are like, ooh, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to drink that, ooh, that's weird, no, I'm going to go, right? And then that's when leaders sort of crumble and start having power grabs, and they get paranoid and everything. This didn't really happen, at least from what I read, to the Source family, Father Yod, and they stayed together long enough that there were members of the community that started coupling and even having children. And it got to the point where they were about to have the first baby born into the Source family, but they can't go to a hospital. They can't go to a hospital, and something like feels wrong. And no one can really describe what it is, but basically this member starts going into labor in real time. So everybody is looking over to Father, you said you were God. You told us not to go to the hospital. I think you have to deliver this baby. And so this man does it. He delivered the baby, but when the baby came out, it wasn't making any noise. And it wasn't moving at all. And people started crying. Everyone was devastated. There was so much joy around having a new person in the family. And Father Yod, he did something. I don't know what he did, but the members described it as him just clearing the airway gently a little bit, and out of nowhere, after all that silence, after no movement, the baby cried. And it started moving. And if he thought he had followers then, if he thought that they were believers then, we don't need a hospital. And it got to the point where one day Father Yod was like, you know what? I'm done with this whole like earthly thing. I'm tired of healing y'all and everything. Everybody coming up to me all the time. I got a cold. Because that's what he would do. People would like have a cold, and then he'd be like, blah, 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 and then they would still have a cold, and they just get over it in 2 weeks because it was a cold, right? But then when they finally got over the cold, he'd walk by and be like, did it? And it's like, all right, well. And so, this one day, Father Yod said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a vacation. Get away from y'all for a little bit. I'll come back, but I'm going to take vacation. I'm going to take it in heaven. And so he got on a 1,300-foot cliff with a glider. Because I guess he thought he was going to glide up enough to just like get to heaven's front door or something. Like this man is truly like lost to the sauce, right? He'd been leading the cult too long. He believed him now. I wish I had half the confidence. Because that's so crazy to think you're just going to fly up to heaven and stay up there, but you also need a glider. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least people on ecstasy think they going to just fly immediately, you know? This dude gets on the glider, takes off, and never did this before in his life. Wasn't trained or anything. And so he jumps off the cliff in the glider, and he goes perfectly down. He goes straight down. This man, a bow, right? And so the followers like, oh, he went the wrong way. And then they come down the cliff and everything, and they come to get him. He laid out. I can't even do it. He laid out. He laid out like, but not like busted up. He's not dead. He's laid out like this. And didn't have any, to what I read at least, he didn't have any significant, any substantial like bruising or markups on his body. Another miracle, you would think. Turns out everything stayed intact, but his guts were all upside down. Like this man stayed perfectly in his body, but his lungs were in his feet. Like and so they run up on him, and he over here laid out like, I can't even do it right. Like he laid out like, when they find him, glider crash, he laid out like this. And they run up there like, Father, Father. And he's like, get me to a hospital. Get me to a hospital now. And the followers are like, what? And he's like, yeah, the one on 32 Roscoe, please. Hurry up and get me to a hospital. And there's different accounts of this. I'm sure that there's followers that say he never asked for a hospital. I'm sure there's followers that say he asked for a hospital immediately. But this dude is like, get me to a hospital. And then the followers are like, what? Why though? Like, you said never go to a hospital. You said that that's not real science in there. You said that you get sicker if you go to a hospital. We can't take you to a hospital. And he said, get me to a hospital. I'm serious. I feel something upside down. You know what it probably sounded like? I mean, I'm not there. We don't have the footage or anything. But I imagine if you fall 1,300 feet down, you probably sound like that grape lady. Remember that grape lady that was crushing the grapes, and then she fell, and then she went, arr, 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 arr. Off camera, we didn't see her. Because I'm sure when he said, get me to a hospital, they really didn't understand what he was saying at first, because he was like, get me to a hospital. Get me to a... I think my spine behind my balls. Get me to a hospital. But then my man looked intact. So they're like, no, he doesn't need a hospital. He just needs rest. And then he died 9 hours later. And so when I see the way that like MAGA is turning on Trump, it just feels so much like, well, why would you? Wait. Why would he lie? He really doesn't understand. Trump truly doesn't understand why this thing won't go away. And it's because he doesn't understand people, you know? Whether it's, you know, the MAGA base, whether it's Q, whether it's anybody online, anybody interested or concerned about anything to do with Epstein, all those people are people. So if you lead people on and you lie to people, they have a reaction. You can't just get something and give nothing in return. And people won't let it go, and they won't give up on it, because this man is real. He really existed. And he really destroyed a lot of lives. And for all of our faults as humans, we care about that. And so no, we're not just gonna let it go. It's not like some passing fad of a thing. I think it is to him, because he just uses what he needs while he needs it to get what he wants. And once he has it, he throws it or the person who gave it to him away. And it's something that some people are finding out right now, that he'll betray you on a dime. Nothing matters to him. Because if this thing doesn't matter to him, then nothing matters to him at all. There's no way around it. People care because vulnerable people were victimized for a very long time. And whatever part you had to do with that, it can't be covered up, because there's nothing that screams, I'm in the Epstein files, like, stop looking for the Epstein files. One thing that I thought was incredible, one thing that put a smile on my face, was when Rosie O'Donnell responded to Donald Trump talking about revoking her citizenship. And I know I don't like to pull out my phone, but I want to read you what she said. You can actually look. You can actually. This is on her Instagram, so you can actually look this up for yourself. I'm not kidding. This is crazy. So first thing she does is post a picture of Trump and Epstein together, which is genuinely hilarious. And is Rosie O'Donnell posted in the caption, "Hey Donald, you rattled again? 18 years later, I still live rent-free in that collapsing brain of yours." I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I watch the news all the time. I watch people try to defend Trump. I watch people attack Trump, and I'm chronically online. So I watch people insult Trump all day long, and I have never come across collapsing brain. Collapsing brain would actually explain everything. It would explain the made-up words. It would explain the spelling. You call me a threat to humanity, But I'm everything you fear. A loud woman, a queer woman, a mother who tells the truth, an American who got out of the country before you set it ablaze. You build walls, I build a life. I'm an autistic kid in a country where decency still exists. You crave loyalty. I teach my children to question power. You sell fear on golf courses. I make art about surviving trauma. You lie, you steal, you degrade. I nurture, I create, I persist. You are everything that is wrong with America, and I am everything you hate about what's still right with it. You want to revoke my citizenship? Go ahead and try. King Joffrey with a tangerine spray tan. Jeez. I'm not yours to silence. I never was. And then it's the Irish flag signed Rosie. And if I'm being honest, I just never expected. Like, I never expected the president of the United States to be so effectively eviscerated by one of the supporting actresses from A League of Their Own. Like, it just feels wild that this is life. Philly, y'all been phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I hope you had a fantastic time. I had so much fun with you. Thank you for an incredible weekend at the Fillmore. Thank you for 8 sold-out shows. I appreciate you so much.
When I